I didn't factor that in.
That's why Dave's like, dude, just get one of these Edwards because they have like Black Beauties and stuff.
They're like,
Huh?
shit too.
ESP. That'd be a little too high. Don't they all have EMGs?
Maybe.
Those are bad. That's what I was gonna do when we were.
We're rolling.
One of the projects we're doing. Honestly, I'll probably still get me one of these days.
An
I want a
ESP?
7-string.
That makes some cool stuff.
I want a 7-string. Two hot ass like some EMGs. But then when I was thinking about getting last time I started thinking about getting
Chase is trying to get an 8-string.
a 7-string for Toasty.
It keeps wanting to get deep and low, and I just told him today, you want me to just bring another bass?
Wants to make it like
Ned's Atomic Dustbin.
yeah.
Kill.
Thomas just wants to go a whole step down.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, let's drop it to fucking HK tuning.
Television. Sight for sore eyes. Let's see here. Pop out chat.
So, did I tell you who I was talking to for drums?
No. Do you want to talk about this on the show?
No, not really.
Oh, because that's I was going to ask you about it.
Give it a little time. See what happens. But I was talking to Jeremy. And,
Oh, yeah.
And he was interested. He's still really interested. But the problem is, I was like, man, I go, if I have a set jam date, I go, honestly, to be cool with Josh, I should say, hey, here's the deal. Thursday night jam. That's what we're doing. That's our softball night from 6:30 to 8. We're jamming.
Yeah.
That's the way we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna play. We're gonna record after we start playing. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'm down. And then so, all right, this Thursday, man, we'll load in and start getting it ready. Because Matt was like, yeah, he can keep his drums and all this. Well, I sent the messages to him too quick because then Jeremy replies, yeah, dude, I'm in. Like, I want to, like, he was interested in it and calls me and stuff. We start talking about it. And I'm like, dude, fuck. So I'm like, all right, I owe it to Josh just to go with Josh. And I know Josh can hit the drums hard.
Yeah.
So and then some of the things that Jeremy was telling me, I was like, like some of the stuff. Are we rolling?
Yeah, we've been rolling.
Oh, shit. Anyway.
I said we went live.
Okay, I'll tell you later. I'll just say this. In typical fashion, so, all right, we'll load in, start bouncing some ideas off each other on Thursday. Oh, I'm out of town on Thursday. I'm like, okay, so.
That's the problem.
I was like, this is what, if we're going to do this. But then he was like, we can try to get together on Sunday. Then he waved Sunday.
That's what beat me down.
And I was like, dude, I'm going to
We dragged the ocean. That's what beat me down so much.
When we actually do meet, though, I'm going to be like, dude, this has to get tight quick. Like, we have to develop chemistry, and we got to.
Y'all have till September.
Yeah.
Wait, no, October.
My birthday?
What's 10?
October 10th?
October 22nd.
Yeah.
Y'all can do a show with us.
That's definitely when I would like to be playing.
Y'all can do a show with us at Rubber Gloves.
What? With who?
Spectacle.
Oh. We'll probably play more with Uncle Toasty, honestly.
Okay.
Than the Spec. Why?
I don't have any control over that scene.
Oh, well then we'll probably be playing more with Spectacle then. Spectacle and the Methinks.
I don't have any control over that.
Never mind then. Yeah, we're down.
Let's see here. All right.
Hey.
Hey, you out there in the cold.
Yes.
Watch me getting bold. Can you taste it? I don't know. I don't know what the words are. I forgot what they were. All right. You want to do this? Let's do it. Let's get it over with. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Everybody spooled up everywhere. One person in the chat room tonight. Because everybody's like, what happened to Tuesday? What happened to last week, man? Where you guys been at?
Mm.
I missed you. All right, there we go. Spooling up. Who's in the chat room? Identify yourself. You one person listening. Do it. Fucking do it. New York, select your dates. Date range. Dun dun dun. Bum, bum. Apply.
There's a Jedi Ewok?
These people are just making up shit now. All right, don't identify yourself, asshole. We're starting the show. Gave you time to identify yourself.
I will eat your ass.
Exactly.
This episode of the
Guys, last kicker.
is brought to you by
Geist Note.
and
Victor Wrench.
and Plastic Object.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
It is show number 479 on a Monday, June 27th. Happy Monday, Matt.
That's weird. Happy Monday, Dustin.
All right, we're here to be commentators on Monday Night Football. Right?
Yeah, this is all a demo reel for
This
Monday
is-
Night Football.
This is the reel we're sending into, who's doing it now? ESPN? Or
I
no,
don't
or is
know.
this the Amazon deal,
I'm so out of sports except for one at this point.
the one that matters? I'm even turn my back on the EPL right now
I know.
because I'm just bored.
Yeah. There's only one thing that gets my sports TT going.
When I get high on speed. Formula One race car
It's next level.
is what does it for me.
When I win the lottery and make cajillions, I'm going to be like those rednecks that travel with NASCAR, and I'm going to follow F1 through a whole season.
At least it's a lot easier to do these days because you get a week off in between.
What do you think people would do if they looked up and saw us in Monte Carlo just hanging around with a drink in our hand, hanging out with Posty
And wearing our tuxes,
and Pink or whoever's out there?
we're throwing shit at Jerry
What-
Jones.
Yeah,
We're throwing gummy
just
worms
messing with them.
at him
Yeah,
because he's in the booth over from us or the balcony
Whoa.
over from us.
yeah. I'd get busted with weed.
Is it okay in Monte Carlo?
I'm sure it is, man.
It's that
If you
time of
got
the
that
world.
kind of money, I think you get to do as you please. That's part of the elites.
Yeah, probably so. I believe it. It's part of the elite.
Yeah. I know. That's what I was thinking. I turned my
You're hitting it
headphones
over
down
here.
a little bit.
There we go. Now we're in the right range.
See, the last show we did. Oh, happy Monday, by the way.
Happy
I never
Monday.
really got to it.
I wish there was something we could talk about this week. The news cycle's been terrible.
It's been a boring week of news.
A really boring week. There's nothing to talk about at all. And we've got to catch up on 2 weeks because we got stuff from way back.
I know. I saw in the show notes Pussifer. Have we not talked about that yet?
You weren't here last week. And I mailed it in because I had to work all night.
And Pussifer was the week before.
Yeah. We talked about going and then
Well, I had I had AIDS stomach flu virus COVID 4000 BX9 that I dealt with.
then it's all cleared up.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Thank
monkeypox.
good gosh almighty, it's cleared up.
You weren't having gay sex and got monkeypox because apparently that's the only way you can get it.
Don't rule that out.
That's the only way you can get it according to mainstream media.
Anytime I
Straight
get
people can't
anytime
get
I
it?
get a zit or something on my arm or an ingrown hair or something on my head or something, monkeypox,
Monkeypox? Did I get it?
monkeypox,
Is my butt hurt?
monkeypox.
Was I Did I ever wake up in a strange place?
Well, there's been several nights that I woke up in strange places.
Oh.
It's just going to be hard for you and I to fit in that F1 that scene. We're probably going to get thrown out of a few places.
Nah.
I think Hamilton and Leclerc are going to be like, those are our friends.
Yes.
Let them in.
Bring them over.
The Jerry Johnstown Massacre Show.
Fuck you, Tom Cruise. We wanted these two. They are fun.
Yeah, Toto kicks Tom out, moves us in.
So I want to tell you a funny story about Formula One since we're talking about it, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
And this involves my. Oh shit! Hope
Where
I
are you
sent a
going to tell
message.
me that
God
you
dang it.
drove a F1 car?
When I was younger,
Well, you flew in the Concorde to Monte Carlo just to take a few laps in
just
a,
take a few laps for fun,
F1,
and then we
a Honda Team Red Bull Honda F1 car.
and then we rode the Goodyear blimp back. No,
Sounds boring.
Oh, that's another thing. Speaking of all that, you just reminded me of what I did with my dad this past week.
Drove around in an F1 car.
No. I'm gonna put it in here for after. No. We were down over Memorial Day weekend. It was my sister's birthday, and we went down to the river, right? And we're all sitting around talking, and I asked Tim, my brother-in-law, I was like, "Hey, have you watched Drive to Survive yet?" Did I already tell you this story?
Yeah, but you haven't told the people that listen to our
okay.
show, if there is anyone that listens
And
to
he's
our
like,
show.
"No,
these
I
days.
got a lot of stuff to watch, and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, here's how you do it." And this is for anybody watching the show that hasn't watched Drive.
This is
to
good
Survive
advice,
yet.
by the way.
What you want to do is you want to go to season 3, episode 9. I think it is. It's 9, and it's called. The episode name you're looking for is called "Man on Fire," and just watch that episode.
With Denzel Washington?
No.
This is when he was an F1 driver?
Yes. And so that's what I told my brother-in-law to do. And so a few days go by after we get back, and he sends me a message. He's like, "Oh, I watched that season 3, or that episode you told me, that Man on Fire, and oh my God!" And I was like, "It's beautiful, isn't it?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm double checking here. Yeah, it's episode 9 is Man on Fire." And he's like, "Oh my God, that's incredible." I was like, because I told him, I said, you don't really have to be a fan of Formula One to appreciate the art of how this is shot and how the storytelling is and
Yeah.
how everything looks so beautiful.
The score, like the music, the
Everything.
score, all of it,
It's awesome.
the camera work.
So
It's better camera work than they have on the F1 races.
TV on the show. It's just gorgeous. And he watched it, he's like, "Oh yeah, man, that was great." And that was pretty much where we left the conversation. So a couple of weeks go by, and I had to go over to their house and do some photography work for my sister. She's got some new product stuff coming out. And as we're working around the house, he goes, "Oh yeah, I just want to let you know, we've watched every season now. We're completely caught up, and we watched last week's race, which was the race just before Canada."
Oh,
I remember.
the country that I have a hard time saying.
Was that Azerbaijan?
Azerbaijan. I believe Azerbaijan was,
Azerbaijan?
or it might have, yeah.
I think it was.
Because
Yeah.
have they ran Italy's, have they raced Monza yet?
No. Silverstone's this weekend.
Yes, that's going to be fun.
Hamilton's track. But yeah, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "Yeah, we got to watch it, man. It was great." And blah blah blah. And we're talking, and we're talking about showing everything. My sister's like, "I want Toto to be my dad." I
Yeah.
was like, "I do too. He's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
He's great. Love that dude."
I'd hate to disappoint him, though. And I feel like I would disappoint him a lot.
How do you feel about his wife piping up like this season a lot, and how she's like, "Well, the drivers have attitudes, and there was, a lot of competition, and she's like being a neutral party in some
Between
of the
Russell and Hamilton, or?
between Max and Hamilton.
Oh.
Like there at the end of the season, she's like, it really wasn't fair, but I mean, Max did kind of.
If Russell keeps racing the
that.
way he is, they're going to have Hamilton and Russell are going to have a beef.
They wouldn't let Hamilton go, would they?
Man, I think it's all bets are off in that world because there's so much money. Those teams have so much money.
That's true.
So something that's weird that I thought of the other day, how come BMW doesn't have a team? You
Well,
would think
they did.
since Germany just dominates.
My old Formula One jersey in there
Mhm.
is a Williams BMW.
So they have
jersey.
before.
They had before, but they got out.
And Williams now is, what are they running now?
Isn't it Mercedes? Are
Oh, that's
they-
right. Yeah, it's Mercedes. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
What is happening here? Having some technical difficulties.
But yeah,
So they've watched every single episode. Are they watching? Are they? Have they gotten to where you and I are, where we watch practice?
no.
And qualifying?
I did say, I was like, this is where you have a problem is when you start, recording the practice and rewatching it or making scheduled appointments to be like, well, I can't do anything at 4 a.m. because I gotta watch qualifying in Azerbaijan.
Yeah. See, I have YouTube Live now, and so I don't have to record it.
How do you like that?
I love it.
You do?
Every sporting event I've watched this year has been on that. It's just an easy way to dodge all the garbage, like the Mavericks and the Rangers and all that. Was it
The stupid teams
Ballings
from
or
around here?
Rawlings or whatever?
All the shitty teams.
Yeah, it's just easier to do. You have it all in one,
Yeah.
and that's really the only thing I've watched on there is the sports. Every once in a while, I'll check out some news, like if I want to find out about protesters burning a building down or something. I'll go check it out real quick. See, oh yeah, they burnt that building down.
They did a good job on that one.
Oh, it's a good burn.
They burned the shit out of that one.
Yeah,
So which Italy track are you wondering about?
the Monza.
The Monza. The little because I already did the. It's coming up. Where's it at here? September 9th through the 11th is when Monza is. They already did one race in Italy, but it
That's
wasn't
such
at
a
Monza.
fast track, man. They
Yeah.
have like 2 speed traps. Other than that, it's pretty much like you're pedal to the metal.
Is that local time? Displays are track times. So they're going to be qualifying at 4 this weekend at 1 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon on Friday, and then at noon on Saturday, and 3 o'clock on Saturday is qualifying.
If you were an F1 race car driver, when you got in and you're about to start, let's say you stop in where they make the positioning round around the track, and they stop, I would go, I've got the need for speed, boys. Let's get this done.
Have you seen the highway signs around here, the text dot signs?
No.
They're
They say
playing on that. They said
You
there's
don't have the need for speed?
There's never a need for speed.
Man, I've gone so far to, like, I'm going to have to get a vehicle pretty soon. You remember I wanted to get a Jeep before the end of the world?
Yeah.
But I'm starting to think, well, Mandy's got a Jeep. So now I'm looking up what car manufacturers have the most F1 technology in their cars.
I would be looking up how easy it is to mount a 50 cal to the top of that.
Well, that's what I'm going to
Jeep.
put on the Jeep. I'm going to put 2. One on the front, one on top.
Rotating turret. Heat has sucked the life out of me. You know what? I'm going to pull the emergency brake here and weave the car to the left right into the weeds, into the cornfield that's dying right now because of the heat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
I
I'm tired
know.
of the heat.
I am too.
I got sweat-eyed today because I worked.
Oh, that's terrible.
I worked on my truck, and then our friend Susie had some AC issues, so I went over there to help her out, trying to figure out what they were, and we got it all fixed back up. But I still have sweat eye, and I don't like sweat eye.
This last week in Texas has been pure hell,
And then we get a cold front last
which
night.
dropped to 97.
Yeah, but
Thank
it was nice this
It
morning.
was nice.
In the 70s.
So, speaking of the heat hell box we're in, do you listen to No Agenda yet?
Yes. The Sunday one.
Well, they did a rain stick. Let's hope it works. Both of them did it, and
I hope so.
Dvorak did a little extra.
I hope
That's
it becomes
worrying.
a flood.
That's worrying Adam Curry.
Well, yeah, because last time he did it was a flood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it caused all sorts of issues all over the country.
Is that the one that Lano got?
Yeah,
We need rain sticks in here.
that's the one Yellowstone got
We have that.
when it flooded Yellowstone.
We have a thunder dick. That's our thunder dick.
That's our Thunder Gourd from Lady
Annabellum?
Gourd. Lady Lord's Gourds.
Yes.
Lady Gourd. Okay, so what do you want to pull the Band-Aid right off and get dark and heavy and then cheer up, or do you want to just
I didn't even
let's
think
catch
we
up on
had
stuff?
show notes. We should probably catch up on some things and then rip the Band-Aid off. What are you talking about, though? Are you talking about... we talking about
reproductive private parts?
news?
Yeah. RoboTuner's in the chat room, and he just
Hey,
commented.
RoboTuner.
He said, "Just about a month left, boys. I'm starting to fear this trip now."
From... Oh, for what? Why?
They're bolting down New York City for monkeypox and
Ugh.
another round of COVID. They're starting to close shit up and
So you think
cancel stuff and shut things down. And I'm
they
like,
have started
what the
canceling
hell?
shows?
Yeah, they're already talking about canceling Broadway shows.
Oh, no.
Um,
Did you guys get the insurance on the place that we're staying?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting nervous
I have to
too, but
look.
it's not for that. It's because I got to start paying you motherfuckers.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of money that needs to be dealt out, and I think I need it to survive up there.
I'm going to be ramen noodle man while I'm up there.
No, you're not.
There's no way I can spend another $1,000 on food.
Well, we're not gonna go to
I'll just eat you and I'll eat you. Whoa.
what? We'll go eat at Bon Jovi's.
I'll eat y'all's leftovers.
We'll go to Bon Jovi's restaurant where you just pay what you feel.
I don't know if they'll let us in because of our associations.
Fuck you, Bon Jovi.
Fuck you, man.
Or it's really not that expensive to eat up there if you're pretty good about it. If
I'm
you
thinking
go to
they have
trendy
McDonald's,
places,
right?
Yeah, but you don't eat in Times Square, and you're good. Times Square, everything's jacked up, and it's all shitty restaurants anyway. And
Yeah.
street carts, there's plenty of street carts. There's plenty of bodegas.
Bodegas.
You can go get you a sandwich in a bodega and be good.
Bodega.
I don't eat on vacation anyway. I just chomp down a bunch of Adderall and roll. And I'm talking, we walk 11 miles in one day. Get ready.
I'm bringing my longboard.
Actually,
I'm gonna
what
longboard around.
I've done is I've divided Manhattan up, and we're gonna spend certain days in
There's
different
quadrants.
Parts. Yeah, we're gonna be in different parts. And if we get done in one part, then we'll roam over.
I just
to another
don't want to
part.
get shoved in front of a subway. I'm gonna sit back against the wall
Why am I
when
yawning
we're waiting
so
on subways.
Fuck.
I'm just gonna sit back on the wall.
The bad thing that's going on right now is that shit and a lot of stabbings in the subways.
Yeah, I have experience with that. It's not fun.
No. And we can't carry knives up there unless we check a bag.
We can't carry anything.
No. You definitely can't. Well,
Well, I saw that.
thanks to
The
laws that
Supreme-
went down.
yeah, some of the Supreme
this
Court
week
action.
that were buried because of Roe vs. Wade, we can now carry guns in New York City, which means they can carry guns in New York City, which means it's going to turn into a fucking Michael
Firefight?
Jackson Beat It video.
What are you drinking there?
I'm drinking some banana pudding.
That looks good.
It's very banana-y. It's by 903 Brewing. They're up in, where up?
East Texas,
Is that where they are in East Texas?
903, right?
Yeah.
That's the area code out there, I think.
But
We used
this
to have-
is the banana pudding.
Some listeners out in East Texas. I don't know if we do anymore. I think they've
The two girls that used to send us nudes all the time?
that
Yeah.
and some others, but I don't think that they are fans of us anymore because of your Nazi propaganda.
Sherman.
Sherman, yeah, that's right.
Up in Sherman. It's banana pudding beer.
How is it?
903.
Does it tasty?
Super banana-y. And it's got that little bit of vanilla wafer, which is just vanilla being in there. It's good. super tasty.
Tasty
Super,
treat.
super tasty. So, yeah, we got New York coming up. We got to figure that out.
Yeah, I need to get off from work.
Yeah. And I need to set up the chat thread with all 4 of us in there so we can all talk about things. And I'll do that here.
Does
never.
Jeremy have his ticket yet?
I don't know. We got to talk about
Does he want to buy one?
You,
So I can pay for my trip?
You've wanted to go to New York so bad.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'll sell him my ticket so I can pay for the trip.
Oh, okay.
I'll just hang out in Madison Square Garden and kind of hang out with all the crazies.
Hey, how's it
Hey
going?
guys, I made some friends.
Our hotel's right around the corner. I got it close to it.
Well, that's good.
It's between Madison Square Garden and Scores. So we're in good company. Well, we're staying at the. If
Maybe
anybody
we'll
wants
see
to come
Howard
hang out,
Stern
maybe we will see Howard Stern.
or Bon Jovi.
I want to get to that too. Well, let's trans. I got a new truck at work.
Oh, good. That's good, man.
They got me a brand new truck, and I've been setting it up, decking it out the last few days. Yesterday, and then the last few days at the end of the week last week. But it's got Sirius XM in it, and I've got Stern.
Oh, there you go.
I've been listening to Stern for 3 days. I haven't
Back
listened
on
to
the
him.
Stern wagon?
I haven't listened to him in years
Has
because
he stopped
I
over
canceled
cussing
my,
because of the...
Sirius XM. I canceled it because I got tired of him always being off.
Has he stopped over cussing?
3
I
days.
remember when they went... I remember when they made the transition, they overcussed.
No, not. They're not
He's
over cussing.
Okay, good.
3 days I've listened to him. From the start of his program to the end of it. I haven't laughed yet. It's not fucking funny at all.
Well, I mean, once Howard Stern got woke, you're like, man.
And it's bad. There's nothing fucking funny about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Is Robin still on it?
Yeah. And she's just in the background cackling like a fucking crow like she always is at stuff that's not fucking funny. It's just not. Like, he still picks on the interns. And one of the interns, or one of the guys that works back in the back office, they called his mom and made it seem like she was on, what's his name? I'll eat your ass. Alex Jones. They made it seem like she was on Alex Jones' show for like a couple of hours. And they had a guy impersonating him, and they recorded the whole thing, and they played it back today. Nothing was funny about it. It was all really, really sad. And the shit they come up with is not groundbreaking anymore. It's just a bunch of old fucks doing stupid shit with each other that doesn't translate to radio. I think it's because they're not together.
Oh, they're still not at the home base?
I don't think they're all in the studio together anymore. I think they're all at home away from each other, and
because of COVID, or that's just how they're doing it?
I
for
think
now
they're
on?
all a bunch of scaredy cats and think they're going to get COVID looking at each other. I don't know, but it's really bad. Really bad. I nearly yanked my brand new radio out of my brand new truck and just threw it on 820.
You probably get in trouble if you do that.
But so what I do have is liquid metal again.
There you go.
So I'll go over to it and listen to some metal. And listen to some rock, some Octane, and what was the other crazy, the punk one? Sirius XM. I don't remember what it is. Liquid.
Oh yeah.
Or no, that was Liquid Metal. I don't remember. Anyway, but Pussifer. It's been 2 weeks since we got on that show. It was 2 Thursdays ago. Not last Thursday, but Thursday before.
Which we published.
We did publish. There are pictures of it. If you go look at Blitz Weekly, you can go up there and see our show. And that was your first time seeing them.
Yes.
My third. And this one was the most extravagant.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's one of the main things I wanted to
cool.
ask you is well, I think you told me that night. It looks like that Maynard's dumping in a little bit more funds on this project now.
Yeah. Like when you go see Tool, you go, the music's going to blow you away, and there's going to be some visualization, some trippy Alex Jones, not Alex Jones, but
Gray.
Alex Gray. It'd be better if it's Alex Jones.
That'd be wild.
As Tool's playing, he's trying to sell you iodine pills.
Yeah. Talking about gay frogs.
Yeah, the frogs are gay. Well, yeah, so you go there and you know you're going to see some Alex Gray projections. You're going to hear some badass music. The Tool catalog's amazing.
Which this last Tool show, though, was the least amount of Alex Gray I thought I'd ever seen. But it was still amazing.
It was still amazing. But then you go to Pussifer.
I did go to Pussifer.
And that show is like seeing a musical / play / art project.
It's performance art.
It's way performance art. It's broken up into acts.
Mm-hmm.
So they had 4 acts that night, and costume changes and stage arrangement changes and lighting and everything. And it's fantastic. You don't know exactly.
Fantastic.
Not everything sounds like it does exactly on the album. And this one was all, of course, alien themed, and you were going to get probed that night.
Or turn into spam if you took your phone out.
Yeah, you could turn into spam.
Which was genius.
Pretty genius.
I loved it. This is the first time I'd seen him. Was that your third or second? Your third time?
Third.
So you saw the Luchador one, and then the one before that.
One before that was just stripped down. Nothing really. Yeah.
Yeah, the Luchador was when
show.
they started getting pretty wild. And I remember you telling me that was wild back then.
Yeah.
This show, though, it's my first time, and I will not go to another Pussifer. I'm going to go to every time Pussifer comes to town, I'm going to go. But I will not work the next day, and I'm going to eat mushrooms or take some acid. That's what it reminded me of. I was like, there was a guy that was sitting close to us that was tripping. You could tell because it would get too intense for him, and he'd leave.
Yeah.
And then come back, and then leave.
Yeah.
And then I started trying to put my dong on him.
That was kind of funny. When he tried to sit down and hide himself.
Yes.
And you set your dong on his shoulder.
He came right after that old guy. What is the deal?
What kind of party is that?
Lemon party? So, what is the deal? One thing, okay.
Wait, before you leave the drugs, hold on. Think about your thing. What cracked me up, though, and I was hoping you'd put this in the article, was you started out, man, I wish I could have smoked some weed. And then a few songs go by, and you're like, man, I wish we had some mushrooms.
Yeah.
And then
I wish I had a couple of tabs of acid.
Yes. You just kept gradually ramping up, and I kept waiting. What's next?
Well, this is definitely, if you're into that type of stuff, if you're into the hallucinogenics, I would definitely go check out Pussifer on this tour. I would try to get out on this tour and go check them out.
There's still quite a few dates left.
If they came running through Texas again, I'd probably try to go again, or even Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Man, that show was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
The musicianship, the visuals, it was weird watching a show, and like you said, they kind of had that Men in Black theme going, kind of like they were in. It felt like the theme was aliens observing humans and our stupid ass behaviors.
Yes.
Right?
And the whole cutscenes between acts
were awesome.
Were like how celebrities are aliens or clones, depending on where they are.
See,
that was awesome.
I feel like Maynard is probably one of the most condescending artists ever. He is so condescending in everything he does. Everything. It's genius.
Everything. And
that's one of the things I wrote in the article. My interpretation of it was either that or it's a take on his personality traits, Maynard's, because of the bald heads and them following him around at times. It was so weird, though, and this is where it gets trippy, too, that had to be fun if you were on hallucinogenics, was you're sitting there watching, you get caught up in the musicianship, so you'll start watching the band play a little bit, and then all of a sudden you'll see this guy walk up with some kind of alien iPad, it looked like, and start taking notes and kind of look around and then kind of look at us and take notes and then walk off. You'd randomly just see these people walking on stage. And
there was a lot of them.
If I was tripping balls, I'd be like, what is going on?
What are they doing?
Yeah. So That's not the only thing too, though. Those the monitors that they had, the video monitors. First of all, we need that for Stink.
Yeah.
At least one.
Flicker Stick had them the other night, which I want to get to, and they're beautiful.
I know.
Whatever
the visuals,
the LED technology is turned into is gorgeous.
And it has those type of monitors. I have an account that has 2 huge ones like that. Now they're mainly using them for sports, but when bands use it, you have the option to make it look pixelated because it looks like pixels the way the screens are designed.
Yeah.
You can make it look pixelated if you want, but then if they want to make it clear as day, they do that. And those space visuals that they were showing on the monitors would just captivate you. And then you had those lights, the lighting that they were using, and this is all in that little theater.
The Moody Auditorium.
Not the Moody, was the other
I'm
one.
sorry,
The
McFarland.
McFarland, yeah.
McFarland Auditorium.
Huff McFarland. But so it was almost like sensory overload, but it was perfect. It wasn't quite sensory overload. It was perfect. And you just get mesmerized by the whole show. It was probably, honestly, that's probably my favorite show of the year. I haven't seen anything that entertaining, I'd say, in like 10 years.
Yeah, I'm going to have to put another show up on that par.
9 Inch Nails?
Pretty fast. I haven't seen 9 Inch Nails this year.
No, I mean in the past 10 years.
In the past 10 years, yeah. 9 Inch Nails still up there. But this year, we'll get to that show here shortly. And it's probably for other other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But that Pussifer show was hands down.
It was great.
Beautiful and great. It was so awesome.
Now for the complaints.
Hold on. Did you notice one other thing that was going on that threw me off for a minute, but then I started expecting it? So up above in the auditorium, they have lights that point down for different times.
Mm-hmm.
They had a guy up there with a very strong spotlight that would bounce around and fire that light down on the crowd.
Well, the first song fired it down because someone got turned to spam.
That's true. But they were walking around up there and at different times would fire it down, and you'd be like, what was that?
No, they were definitely using the ceiling for projections and stuff, too. That was also cool because you'd be tripping out. And because I had partaked a little bit before we went in. I just wanted to bring it in, was my deal. And I'd just sit there and start looking around and, like, I know, towards during Pussifer, there was the scent. But I would sit there and start kind of gazing around and look up like, oh, they're projecting stuff up on the ceiling too.
And they were shining. There was a guy shining a light down because I watched him move around and I started laughing.
That's a perfect venue for the show, by the way.
I
could see them doing it at Bass Hall.
Yeah,
too.
That'd be awesome too.
Well, that's what we were going to talk to Maynard about. Remember, you want to play tulips?
You want to go over to Bass Hall?
Well, we were going to throw out tulips.
And Doug brings up a good question. How about that beer line?
Oh,
ridiculous.
Okay, so now we're into the complaint. Technical difficulties. I'm losing power on this thing.
Losing power. The power of love.
I'm going to have to... who's the audio engineer?
You?
Now? I'm firing him.
Yourself?
Yeah. Complaint number 1, the beer lines. That was out of control.
Any concession line. If you wanted water, you would have to wait like an hour and a half for it.
See, I'm currently not drinking, so it didn't affect me, but the first thing you wanted was a beer, and you stayed down there, 30 minutes? And like I'm done.
I'm not. I moved 5 foot in 30 minutes and went, done. And it was getting too close to Pussifer coming on, and I had to go back up to the photo pit.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm done.
So my second complaint, it's not really a complaint, it's just more of an observation.
Oh, fuck.
So why does McFarland use the geriatric security squad?
I don't know.
Which one of them almost got my dong on his head as well. But what is the deal with what are they going to do? If you got in trouble and they're like, hey, you got to leave, wouldn't you say, no, I'm not leaving?
No, what are you going to do?
You going to throw your cane at me?
The poor guy was like, well, I'm
one guy just made up a lie about us in front of us.
Yeah, period.
Just made a lie up. We're like, I don't know what he's talking. That the younger security guy came up, and I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. We
These
never asked
guys
him for any.
need something for
He said we're
something,
looking for
but
someone.
and
Said we
need
were
to-
looking for someone.
Not
I was
looking
like,
for anybody.
No, we're just
like-
hanging out.
Just need to know what to do. I'm going to take some pictures. Can I stand in this pit or not?
I think he was suffering from dementia or something.
Might have been.
He was just my.
He's like, I'm not used to this place. I'm normally over there at that AC.
Well,
The guy that's on the ticket.
AAC.
That's what he said. He's like, normally I'm over at the AAC running things, and that's.
Oh, I didn't hear him
I'm
say
not.
that.
I haven't done any shows over here, so I'm not sure.
He's like, "Where's the Maverick game?"
Is
I could
that-
easily see Joe Biden when he gets
Is Dirk Nowitzki gonna be here
his
tonight?
second job, or when he gets his job off after he is booted out of office.
Yeah,
I could definitely see him becoming security at McFarland.
yeah, easily.
Now, another complaint.
Okay.
It was a hot week. It was 2 weeks ago. It was leading up. We were hitting the hundreds. Turn the damn AC on, man. If you have a rock show in your venue at this point in Texas,
Turn
don't
it up.
cheese
It was
out.
hot.
Don't cheese out on the AC.
That's why I couldn't wait in line for water. Everybody else was getting water because they were overheated.
Yeah,
It was an hour and a half long.
venues need to not decide that they're going to save money when fans are there. Like people
Yeah.
have paid to come see a rock show there.
Yeah.
Don't cheese out on the AC. That's
Yeah.
my two complaints, really.
And that Maynard, he's going to sweat his makeup off.
He did look like he was sweating his makeup off
he
a
was
little bit.
sweating pretty hard.
How about Karina? Is it Karina's? Her voice
Awesome.
live. Finally
Awesome.
get to see it live, and she
Yeah.
pulls it off.
Yeah.
The-
Awesome. She's
and
great.
at times, didn't it seem like there was some choreography done?
Oh, yeah. They knew what they were doing.
I think
at
so
different
too.
spots. They talked about things. They're
Yeah,
like
they-
a boy band.
Yeah, NSYNC should have been up there with them.
What did you think of Moody Black?
Loved them.
That
That's the
was
other thing I was gonna
crazy.
say.
And
We
those
need to talk
guys-
about them. I'd never seen that genre of music in my
I've
life.
been having conversations with those guys back and forth, too. They
That-
took all my photos and posted them all over their social
oh yeah,
media.
I sent them the article.
You did?
I sent them everything.
And
I was like,
we've been
man,
going back and forth.
I told them, I was like, next time y'all are in town, let me know because I'll bring some people because that was good stuff. I've never seen what is called a noise rap is what it's called,
Yeah.
or what the genre.
It was
is technically,
Rage Against the Machine
with delays.
industrialized.
Yeah. The front man, I guess, is he Moody? Or is they Moody?
I don't know how that breaks down with that band. I'm not sure. I'm just
Well, they was awesome.
an usher here at McFarland Auditorium.
I don't know if that's a guy or a girl up there.
Did that boy come out in
I think
lingerie?
he had lingerie and a skirt on.
He have a skirt, a leather skirt, and some fishnets. These kids these days, they don't know how the fuck to dress in public.
Man, when he would go off, there was a couple of times he went on some runs that were almost like Machine Gun Kelly-esque. I was like,
He
what
did
the
some
hell,
stuff, and I was
dude?
like, whoa.
Yeah.
Was like, it came out of nowhere. And the way he just walked around, like
a madman
he was
person.
I don't know what he identifies as, but yeah, you're
I'm pretty
right.
sure-
it was crazy, and the way he would just disappear, like he would walk off to
Yeah.
the back of the stage and come back in and disappear into the darkness and come back into and they were draped in red lighting the whole time, which as a photographer and an usher is a pain in the ass.
I can't see
shoot
all
you.
these kids. So
It's
The,
difficult. I thought I was there to develop some film.
I haven't checked any because I lost my Spotify account till today. Before I came over here, I decided I had to activate it again.
I thought you were going Apple Music.
Yeah, I chickened out again because I have all those set lists built up.
Sure.
Like the next time we do a Deftones cover set, I have
You
it ready to
You're
go.
ready to go.
Yeah, I have
you
the
see
Korn
what-
one ready to go. I have Deftones ready to go.
See what I put together last week? Or 2
yeah,
weeks ago?
the Moen,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Moen 4000 BX9 2022 Volume 1.
Music to Motu made a return. And there's a Music to Motu playlist for June of 2022.
I guess I'll do.
Dun, dun, dun,
July?
dun, dun. You can
We're
do
gonna
July.
alternate it like
We'll
we
just
used
do
to.
months. Yeah.
Um,
I was bored and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put this set list together while I develop film.
So back to Moody Black. Did you see the drummer and the things he was doing?
Yeah.
With like a bow staff for a cello or something, running it on his.
He
and
cracked
they
me
had
up.
they had some mics on those cymbals. They were making some of the wickedest sounds.
He's the one I've talked to the most back and forth because we did some stuff on social media, then it's gone private. But it was funny, like his mouth the whole time though cracked me up. He was just just getting into it. It was
And
awesome.
those kind of drummers I love. They keep it simple, but they still know how to throw their little flair on it a little bit, and experiment and do some cool things.
That was just a cool ass drummer.
Yeah, it was an very entertaining set. I highly recommend if Moody Black comes to your town that you go check them out and support them. They are worth the money.
Very worth the money. So that's Pussifer. I'm trying to think of an order. If we just jump to the next weekend, so last week I was gonna do a show solo, and I was gonna do it as a fake character, and I was just
Like
gonna
talk to yourself.
and I was just gonna talk conspiracies the whole time, and I should have used this voice because I couldn't come up with a good voice, and I thought I should have just used this voice.
The
So I
next
could talk about-
podcast we're going to do old man's conspiracy theories.
Yes. And I was going to talk about conspiracy theories and make up all sorts of random bullshit. But I had to work. You were sick, and I had to work at night, and I was just worn out and tired, and I was like, I can't do this. So we resurrected the old Cam FDM show, which is like from year 2.
And the hamburger joke's still on it.
The hamburger joke. I referenced that in the intro to the show because I made a little intro talking about why we couldn't do it. So I made a joke about that. And programming note, the reason we're doing it tonight is because tomorrow night
Another great show.
I'm going to see Autobahn.
Oh, I thought it was Kraftwerk.
Or I'm sorry, yeah, Kraftwerk, who did Autobahn.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to see Kraftwerk. And
Where are they playing?
thought I was going to see Halsey.
Where's Kraftwerk playing at?
Fair Park
That's right. You told me
Auditorium.
that the other night.
Fair Park something. Yeah.
Well, if
And
you're out there, go
Halsey
say
is
hi to
across
Dustin.
the parking lot. So
And if you see Halsey, go say hi to them as well.
likely story for what? I don't think you like my voice. So I went the other night.
gosh.
The other day, Aiden's been wanting to do this thing called Sandbox VR, and they have a bunch of different studios all over the country. And they have one in Dallas. There's one in Fort Worth now that I didn't know at the time until we got over there and played this thing.
It's huge, right? Didn't you tell me it was a big one?
Well, the rooms are like 20 by 20, and
The only one I've done is up in that Marty B's in Denton. It was a small one, very small.
so they have 5. They're going to have, right now they have 3 different rooms. They're going to have 5 different rooms or 6 different rooms once it's said and done. They're still building it out. It had only been open 3 days, and I had no idea. But it's in the old Index skateboard shop there on Crockett, right next to Mashed.
Mm-hmm.
So went up there. They suit you up. They give you these things to put on your wrist. And you know how you ever watched them do, like in the movies, the CGI stuff with a guy in a suit.
With the ping pong balls all over them.
That's what it was like.
Green.
So you got this rod coming out with ping pong balls above your wrist. They're on your ankles. They put this. You put on basically a little flak jacket on, and then they put a PC on you that's on your back with your VR that has ping pong balls on it, and then something on the suit has ping pong balls on it, and then your gun has ping pong balls on it, and you get to select your gun. So there's like 5 or 6 different scenarios you can do. One of them Star Trek. The one we chose was some zombie one, and you have to go through the city, and then you get in this truck, and it's basically you're being chased by this crazy scarecrow-looking zombie guy that's their leader. It was ridiculously epic once it got all working right. We had some issues at first. Things didn't boot up right. Things were a little glitchy.
That's what happened when I did it.
But once it got going, you had the VR on, the sound. It was great. Now, I screwed up and pulled my sound out of my headphones because they have detachable cables like this. I was getting into it. I was like, had an MP5. That was my weapon of choice. And Like to reload, you just knock it down
Mhm.
real quick. It was like, brah, 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 brah.
Yeah, they didn't have. When I went, they just had the helmet, the gun, and the gun had the ping pong, and that was it. You had the helmet and the gun.
This
And it
is
was-
like, you get hit, you feel it all over your body.
Yeah, they didn't have any of that when I did it.
Some
I did early technology.
These zombies would jump on your shoulders,
You'd feel it.
and you'd feel them hit your shoulder, and you'd be like, "What the hell?" And then they'd reach around and like they're trying to eat
Whoa.
your face,
That's a
and
different.
they'd be like, "Ah!" They wouldn't, not that kind of reach around. And you're supposed to have someone shoot them off you, but everybody was busy, so I just started taking my MP5 and pointing it. My about midway through, my
They don't give you a suicide vest.
no, my logical gun control skills
Mm-hmm.
did not hold up. Like I was just not. I was one arming it. Yeah, you over here, brah, brah, brah.
Yeah.
As I'm like
You gave up.
resurrecting.
You
Aiden.
gave up
Bram, bram,
technique
bram.
real
Yeah.
quick.
But it had a laser on it, and you had sights, and it was.
So
it was badass. As
you
I'm looking
know-
down the sight, it shows your counters. You're running
Mhm.
out of ammo.
So the police are using that now. You know that for hostage and
Sting?
active shooter
And
situation training,
Oh, they are?
situational
I
training,
thought they still used airsoft.
and it's based. Well, yeah, I'm sure some departments do, but the company is based here. I think that's training in with that type of technology.
It's pretty goddamn realistic. It was good.
When I
Real good. 360, all the up and down, full sphere. You
was
could
it
look
animated
straight up.
or real life?
It was like Resident Evil animation is what it felt like.
I was gonna. That's
the
what.
graphics reminded me a lot of like Resident Evil. Yeah, motion capture suit, guys.
When I did it, that technology wasn't there. It was still kind of not dot matrixy, but kind of wiry. The
It looks
scene,
better than the Oculus.
the
stuff.
scene was that I only did it once, was like blacked out. Like it wasn't like real like daylight. There wasn't any daylight or anything like that. It was just kind of. I think it was when they first started putting those in places.
Well, you can't. It shows a giant square on the floor of
you
whatever
gotta stay
scene you're
in.
in, and those are the wall boundaries. So, and it's kind of like the Oculus. The Oculus you can set up to do.
We
the
had
same
to
thing.
stay in place too. We couldn't
You
run
can
around.
move around, but you could move around and run around as long as you didn't go out of those boundaries. And if you got way too close to the wall, then you'd see the wireframe come up that, hey, you're too close to the wall, back up. But there were times like I had to actually like jog over to resurrect
Some people.
Aiden and stuff, yeah. And it's just kind of funny
Give
because
'em
you
a
see your
stim
hand go
pack.
out there and you go to grab their shoulder, and the way the wire is, your hand's actually, the graphic of your hand is 3 inches higher than your physical hand is. So I'd go to hit his shoulder real hard, and I would hit him before my hand would touch him in the screen, and I'd be like, what's going on here? This is weird. It screws your mind. It was great. I wanted...
How much?
Actually, I don't remember how much it was. I got some coupons off because my audio went out for half the thing, and they actually had to pause it and come and fix my audio. And then we went on, and but I was like, we need to do a podcast thing over here sometime and go through it. It's way worth it. It's about total. You're in there for about an hour
Yeah.
because they tell you to get there early. Got to fill out everything, and then they suit you up, and then you can kind of jack around a little bit as you're suiting up. They put you in like this, like the Matrix. You're in a white room, and you can look at your armor, look at your guns, and look at your junk, your balls, and then
Go
run
play.
around. Yeah, go play. They fired up, but it was fun. And then that night, went over to Pantego for Discover Pantego night.
I didn't even know that Pantego had festivals.
I didn't either. And I was very disappointed when I had to park, I don't know, 1,000 yards from
Wasn't
Dr.
that
Jekyll's
far.
Beer Lab.
Wasn't that far.
I should have just parked over at Dutch Brothers and walked across
Or
the
El
street.
Chico.
Or El Chico. Yeah. Who wants to discover Pantego?
I don't know.
Like, why?
I don't know. I'm A-Town, so
But what'd you think of the comedy show?
it's good. I liked it.
It was
I had a good time.
That night was a good ramp up. Sometimes you'll get someone right off the bat that's super funny, and then a lull, and then funny, and then Brian, and then no. Sometimes, but that's it'll roller coaster. But it was like a nice
A
gradual
comedy roller coaster.
ramp up, and it was also, I think, a ramp up to drunkenness.
Yeah, I think
Everybody got drunk
not me.
while that was performing, and the mead.
I haven't drank since I laid down in the yard.
When you were sick,
Yeah,
you laid down in the yard.
yeah. You were there.
Oh
when we
yeah.
were doing
Okay.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that's right. And that blue light was just up there in that sky. And I just kept going, what's that blue light? But yeah, it was a good night of comedy.
It was a good
It was
night
a
of
good, fun
comedy. I
time.
liked all the comics. They were great. It's good times.
And then I started my Cowboys season, started this weekend.
Any protesters out there?
Not at the Star.
Because we had something happen on Friday night, or Friday, I should
Well-
say, during the day.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I did. I talked about it. Sandbox VR.
Yeah.
There were people protesting downtown Fort Worth already.
I saw one protester this weekend, and it wasn't even about abortion. It was about this is what's funny, COVID, like the vaccines, and I'm like, bro, this is Texas. We stopped doing vaccine like protest back in they said go get a vaccine, and like the next day we're like we're done. So I don't know why he was doing it, and he was in all black, long sleeves, and like he had the Antifa look going, but he wasn't Antifa. He was, I guess,
Airsofter.
felt like he needed to go protest COVID shots.
He was a paintballer.
Yeah,
Where was he?
it was at the the entrance to the Parks Mall in Arlington, like Costco, like on Cooper.
Really? Like that's a good spot
I
to
think
be.
people are now. I think the protest right now. Some people are just. They don't give a shit about the issues. They just want to go yell at people.
I think there's a lot of that. I just want to go.
I'm pissed
yell.
off about the world, and I'm just going to yell at people.
I think if I get invited to go to a protest, my signs are
I
going
don't
to be
think
like.
you have to worry about us getting invited.
No, I've been invited to.
Invited.
I've been invited to some in the past.
Yeah, these days I don't think we are. I don't think we'll get invited.
Maybe I like.
Protesting? I'm
Yeah.
sure it's fun. I'm
But-
too paranoid these days.
I'm gonna have.
I'd
take
get high
signs
and
that-
think that something terrible was about to happen at any moment.
my signs are all going to be like, "Fuck this heat."
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go protest the heat.
Hey,
I'd be like-
Cruz, do something about the heat.
I'm pro-choice. This heat sucks. I'm pro-choice. This heat
AC
sucks.
rules.
AC rules. My pro-choice protest would develop into a protest against Texas because of the fucking heat.
Yeah, that's what I want to go. I want to go stand on a corner and just.
Yell at people.
If everybody can protest, I protest this heat.
Heat, yeah. That's what we should start doing is showing up to some of these protests with heat signs. Fuck this heat. Fuck this heat.
Thanks, Greg Abbott.
Yeah, exactly.
This heat
Freaking
sucks.
wheels of steel and glory.
Stop making it
Stop
hot.
making the heat go up.
No, there were no protesters out at the Star, and
I figured that
think
would be a prime location.
security would have said something. Now I have a little side story about the Star. I actually went out there Thursday, because
And this is in Frisco.
yes, me and my brother was in town, and we
The
got
Black brother?
yeah. We got the ashes of my dad
Mhm.
sent from California, who passed away a few months ago. And he came in town, and we went spreading the ashes all over the place.
Did any end up in your beard?
We joked about that a whole lot.
Doing the whole
and every time
Big
we stop
Lebowski?
somewhere, we look at each other and go, "Which way's the wind blowing? Which way? Which way?" So we started. He met me over here, and we drove out to the Air Force Base. And he has base clearance, so we went up into the Air Force Base. And there's an F-14, a static F-14, sitting back up in there, right inside the gate.
hmm
So we went and poured some in front of the F-14. That was one of his favorite planes, and aviation was a big deal to him. Shot a bunch of air shows. He did a lot of work with the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds and the Confederate Air Force. And so it was just proper that,
Mm-hmm.
we used an airplane. So then we left there, and this is where the trek began. We went from the Air Force Base to Frisco. And it was a long, long drive, but it was good. I mean, we got to visit, hang out, and talk, and catch up on a bunch of stuff. And so it was a really, really good time. But we drove up to the Frisco American Train Museum. That's right next to the Video Game Museum, National Video Game Museum. And we got there, and wah, wah, wah. It's like going to Wally World. It's closed. Sorry, folks. Train Museum's
Did you punch
closed.
someone in the face?
Well, they have
The Wally World mascot?
a giant train set inside that you can walk around and look at. And I walked in there, and I was like, there was a guy behind the counter, and I was like, and this is a story as I relay it. This has restored my entire faith in humanity right here. I walked up the counter, and I was like, so, and they have a sign up that says, we're only doing tours right now, guided tours at 10 a.m. and noon. Well, we got there about 1:30. And I was like, y'all are only doing guided tours right now? And the guy's like, yeah. He's like, it's hot, and right now there's construction going on, and so we can't open the train side of the museum because there's nowhere to park, and there's a lot of construction back there. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, where are you guys from? And I was like, well, I'm from Fort Worth, but he's from South Carolina. And we drove all the way over here to see some of the trains to go through the park. And he's like, well, let me guess, y'all want to see the big boy? And I'm like, well, yeah. He goes, was there anything else? I said, well, y'all got a caboose back there that I have some history with. And y'all got an old Santa Fe Chief diesel back there. One of the first diesel engines, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, you know this place? I was like, yeah. Him and I have spent plenty of time at this train museum when it was in Fair Park. Did you ever go to it when it was at Fair Park? So they had it all set up on one side, and they moved all those trains probably 10 years ago up to Frisco. And he's like, hold on a second. Let me see what I can do. And we hadn't told him any of our plans yet.
Mm-hmm.
So he walks off, and he comes back. He goes, hey, I'm tired of being in this building because it's too damn cold. It was freezing in there. And he goes,
I want to go there.
And he goes, I want to go inside. I want to go outside where it's warm and warm up. He's like, and I got to run some stuff back there. He's like, here, what kind of car are you in? I was like, I'm in a 4Runner. And he goes, okay, that's good. You can climb the curbs then. He's like, if you two can help me carry these boxes out to my car, I'll take you back there.
Was it body parts?
I was like, all right, cool. It was just a bunch of supplies for the museum. So we grabbed all these boxes and took them out to his car, and he's like, all right, you just follow me back there. So we followed him around. He opened up the gate. We went up in there.
It's probably theft. You probably just helped them
Probably.
take some stuff out.
It was like cups and some of the brochures and stuff and some of the train stuff. So we go to the old station, the old train station that used to sit at Fair Park. They actually transported over there. And he goes in, and they have another like construction trailer out there. And we help him unload it. And he goes in. He goes, all right. He goes, so yeah, y'all want to go see the big boy? Do you have anything else? And I was like, well, to be honest, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I said, the reason we came up here is because our father passed a few months ago, and this train museum was a big deal to him. And both of us spent so much time here. Like when I would come see him on the weekends, we went there no matter what. That was always going to be a stop, was going to the train museum. I was like, I've got photos of me in it, and there's just a lot of history. So
Any nudes?
we brought, a lot of me in as a baby nude in that place. I was like, so, we got his ashes with us, and we wanted to spread some by the big boy. And he's like, that's no problem. That'll be great. He'll have some friends over there because we've got Bob, and we've got Jim, and we've got Ryan. A lot of people have come out here and spread their ashes by the big boy, so he'll be in good company. Okay. So the guy, super fucking nice and cool, drove us. We got back in our cars and we drove around the tracks. And we get out and he's telling us like what all they're going to be doing. They're adding more tracks. They're going to be doing some shuffling around. They want to get all the engines in the front, close to where you pay to come in, have all the cars. They have Don Carter. Don Carter, original owner of the Mavericks, bought a caboose for his grandchildren to play in. Once they got too old, they donated it to the museum, and they're having it all fixed up and painted
Sucks
up
for the grandkids
and everything. What? The grandkids are old now.
or the great grandkids.
Great grandkids, yeah.
They got hosed.
They did get hosed. But it's a full-on Santa Fe, beautiful boxcar. Everything was there. It was awesome. So we're chit-chatting. He's like, all right, I'll let y'all do y'all's thing. I got to go over here and take care of some stuff. So,
Was Thomas the train there?
no Thomas Tank Engine. He wasn't there. But we walked up, and once again, me and Kyle looked at each other. We measured the wind. We made sure it was blowing away from us. We said some words, and we poured
And it's
some out.
always windy here.
Oh,
so-
no, and it was. It was that dry, hot summer heat.
Uh-huh.
And so we stood out of the wind and poured some out and went back and talked to him a little bit more. Told the guy I'd be coming back up there probably in the fall once they have. He said it'd be about the fall when they open up the park where you can just freely walk through there, but rest time it's guided tour right now. But he's like, yeah, it'll be open the fall. And I was like, I'll come back up here and I'll bring some people. I know some people that want to see it. And super cool. He's like, all right, well, I tipped him and we took off to our final stop. So we did the planes, the trains.
Did he reverse the tip on you?
No, he didn't.
I just watched that episode of,
You did.
of Curb.
He did.
I'm ripping through the 9th season again because it was so good. The Michael J. Fox when the Iranian is.
Wow.
I know.
Yes. Wow. That whole season of Michael J. Fox made me uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. So we went from the planes to the trains, and then the final thing that I thought of that we could do was the Cowboys. Because my dad, no matter what, never missed a Cowboys game. Coincidentally, he was a photographer for the Cowboys for a little bit. Did a lot of their team photos in the 80s. And then went on to, during the Landry years, he got too busy for it. But he would still pop up every once in a while out there. But he just never missed a game. And then when he moved to California, he had to buy all the different packages in order to watch games or go somewhere to watch a game. So we thought that was pretty perfect. So we went to the Star, and the Huddle statue, the big silver Huddle statue.
I haven't been out there.
But you've
I
seen
still
it,
never-
right?
yeah, I've seen it.
The one they flew the drone through. We got out of the car and walked over to it and got up inside the Huddle and kind of stood there and sprinkled the ashes out real quick.
Check the wind.
Said some words. I told him, I was like, if there is an afterlife of some sort out here, how about doing something to make some of these field goals go in the uprights or some of these passes
I don't
complete,
know if that's
okay?
how it works, but
I don't know. If you can do
but if you
something,
can pull some strings,
if like suddenly you have force powers in the afterlife, can you make some shit work? And then we got in the car and took off, and it was a good day. It was a weird day. It was a lot to unpack. I didn't think spreading ashes would be that emotional, like that heavy.
yeah.
And it got heavy, like especially at the end. It got pretty heavy, but me and Kyle were trying to cheer each other up.
Did you
and
take him
laugh
to
about
the
things.
Sunshine Bar? Spread some there.
Why?
Mhm.
Just because.
And
We
orange.
thought about going to Grapevine and doing some at either the train in Grapevine, the static train that's sitting in that parking lot, or the old apartment you used to live in, or Grapevine Lake. But
Should
we're
take
like,
some
there's
down to
enough.
the Yellow Rose.
Dad never went to the Yellow Rose. Trick the girls. Got some cocaine.
Oh my gosh. That'll be in Texas.
Snorting your dad's ashes.
Texas, yeah.
So yeah, it's fun and heavy. It was
Fun and heavy. That sounds like a Methinks song.
I think that's Loud and Sucky for fun and heavy. You can say it. I'm writing a Methinks song. They don't know it yet. And I got the perfect theme for it. I don't want to give it away, but I'm giving them. I'm not writing the song. I'm giving them lyrical content ideas.
Okay.
So it's like a whole idea thing.
It's a concept.
It's a concept. and
Yeah.
it's perfect for them.
I'm thinking about calling my new band Mr. Dude.
It's a pretty good song or a pretty good name. You want to talk about your new band?
I can't yet. We haven't done anything.
How many
We
people
have
are
to
going
start
be
writing.
in it? How many people are going to be in it?
Right now, 3.
Good.
That's
Make it a
I know.
3-piece.
Yeah, we're thinking about it. I mean, I don't know if we have much room for anyone else.
Are you going to have a?
Unless you let us put someone over here. We kind of.
Can I ask someone in the chat room? Is there going to be a bass and guitar combo being played at the same time?
Oh, that'd be cool. Let's see if
As
things-
you play guitar,
yeah, I'm digging it.
could be interesting.
Could be. Could be.
Could be.
What else is in the show notes?
He says 3. So I went to a show
A rock show?
Saturday night.
Oh, yeah. This one, I was kind of pissed that I didn't go to this.
This was all last
You didn't make
minute.
it sound like it was going to pan out when I first talked to you about it on
I didn't
Friday.
think
On
it was.
Friday night.
I didn't think it was. And out of nowhere,
You got the call out of the bullpen.
with 5 minutes to make it over there. And it was, just want to throw a shout out to Sean Russell, our buddy Sean Russell, the front man of Cutthroat Finches,
Mm-hmm.
and Brandon Lee, front man of Flickerstick,
Mm-hmm.
for
Are they going to do another
Making this
VH1
happen?
Bands on the Run? Bands on the Run Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Well, I want to talk about this. So, Flickerstick. This was the weekend of their reunion shows. The 20-year all-original member reunion shows. And it was supposed to be a one night only. Then it turned into 2 nights and 2 nights only.
At the same venue?
At
At,
both at House of Blues. They did Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday night was the second show that went on sale. Saturday night was the first show that went on sale. Sold out like that. So then Friday night, it sold out like that. They should have done Sunday night too.
Yeah.
People came from all over the fucking country to see this band play. I was talking to people when I stay in the photo pit. There were people from West Virginia, New Jersey, Wisconsin, Ontario. There was a guy Susie was talking to that was from Vegas. All came in to see this band play, and almost all of those that I talked to went to both nights.
Oh, yeah. Did Harlow open up?
No Harlow. Wonder what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's like looking through a yearbook, seeing how that aged. Huh.
Last time I saw Flickerstick was at Rick's in Denton. And my girlfriend at the time, or she might have been my wife at the time, almost got in a fight with the drummer's one of the drummer's girlfriends.
I'm trying to remember if Flickerstick ever played Lola's. I don't think they did
I think they were done.
before
Pretty-
Lola's
yeah.
moved. So it was either Rec Room or
I was always jealous of their
Aardvark.
name. It's a cool name.
it is a cool name.
Flickerstick.
The
They
last
had
time I
good
saw them was
music
either
too, man.
Aardvark or. So they played for 3 hours.
They had, this is gonna sound douchey. They had 3 hours of material.
Yes.
Wow.
And they had.
Have they wrote some more stuff?
It
like
was divided-
newer stuff?
Let's get into that. It's divided into acts.
What is the deal? Is that the
So,
thing now?
The
Is
first act.
Spectacle gonna do acts now? Are y'all gonna have 3 different? Are y'all gonna have 2 intermissions?
Are we going to do it like this? Because the way they did it was the first one. I think I was at that PhD show where y'all opened for them. RoboTuner. I think that's the Flickerstick show I went to, Aardvark. I can't remember it as. But yeah, it was crowded as fuck. You couldn't move around. No one could see anything. Aardvark was slam packed. So they first set is
I played a show at Aardvark once.
the first set was the original band.
The night the war started.
I was there for that too.
Nobody was watching us. That's when I started running around in circles and like
Yeah.
acting like a
Everybody
madman because
was
no one would pay
watching
attention.
The TVs above the bar. We're going to war. We're going to war. And then I played Aardvark several times, and no
Oh,
one
I
watched
played, I
us.
played Aardvark a lot too.
No one showed up to watch us. All right, so
Well, there was no one there for us either when we played. If it makes you feel any better.
the first set was all 5 original members. Then second set was Flickerstick version 2.0, the like Tarantula era. Then they take a break, and Flickerstick version 3.0 comes out, and this is the one
That James Hetfield's in.
that James Hetfield is in. Now, you're going to start seeing Flickerstick shows again. And
Well-
it's going to be this version 3.0.
They're gonna do some more shows.
They're going to do some more shows. It's got, I can't remember the girl's name. It's a crazy name. She's playing bass,
They're gonna play Lols.
maybe. And then the guitarist from Daryl, frontman guitarist from Daryl, is playing Corey's part on guitar. And that Flickerstick is supposed to keep on going. And they ripped through some stuff and some new stuff that I didn't recognize. It's like, what is this stuff? But I guess it's maybe some newer stuff they're coming up with. I don't know. And then it stripped back down to where it was just Brandon and Corey for a little stripped down set for 2 songs. And then the original members came out and played basically all the major songs from Welcoming Home the Astronauts. And then they closed. Everybody came out
Jammed.
and jammed for Direct Line to Telepathic. And it was fucking amazing. It was crazy. You know, we see Brandon everywhere working and doing stuff, running sound, you know, running over Billy Bob's, running all over Lola's, working and stuff. And the Brandon I'm used to is the Flickerstick Brandon that was insane and crazy and was a front man. And then you see him just running around running sound, and you're always like, man, come on. And then he did a stripped down set during COVID. It was just him, an acoustic set at Mass that was live streamed. And it was really good, and he played a bunch of the Flickerstick songs. It was fantastic. But it wasn't him going nuts. And this show on Saturday night was him, the entire band, as old as they are. They have, what, 10 years on us?
Yeah, maybe,
Right around there? 8, 10 years?
probably.
Going fucking nuts. And it was awesome. Just like the old days.
I'll check them out,
And
man.
having fun, being loud. So they recorded it. They recorded video. They recorded audio. And they're going to release it. They asked people not to take photos or to shoot video. It's very weird. That's the second show in a row where there's a lot of signs that say,
I
please
get it.
don't take
Like,
photographs. Please don't do this.
I can understand.
And I'm standing there with a camera.
I can understand shows like Pussifer and stuff, but I don't get the other ones. I don't think I would ever be in a band. Well, I could see Stink doing that if we ever get our stuff in order.
Don't take photos of us. No, take as many photos as you want. Just don't get my
That's the
dong
only
sticking out
project that I think that I would want if it got some legs underneath that
to keep it under wraps.
I would want it to be a special event for.
Because what, we're going to be Ghost?
Could be. You never know.
The show was absolutely fantastic. It was great. It was awesome.
Well,
Saw everything
another
I wanted
band
to
that's
see.
doing stuff like that right now that I just realized is the Nixons. They're playing some shows now. I don't know if
did a
they're
bunch
going
of
to get
shows at
full on.
Lava Cantina.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to go full on again or what, but they're playing several shows.
I'd like to go see them. They live streamed one of their shows. Sister, I miss you.
Jesus Christ.
What you say, man? The I don't know if this was coincidental or not, but the pre-show music and the post-show music was all Tripping Daisy.
Well, now they played a show a few years ago, remember? Up the road.
I've heard rumors that there's one coming up.
That'd be good because I missed that one. I think Thomas, didn't you go to that show in Richland Hills? That the Trippin' Daisy show? Some of our friends went, I remember.
See, I'm right there with Susie. She said, I've only ever seen Brandon as a quiet, sweet soul. She's never seen Flickerstick. That was around before she moved here.
Yeah.
And she said, so this was the best ever. This was everything I could have ever hoped for him.
We just need 1 ton to get back together and do a whole 1 ton festival. Caulk up there, Dusu, and
I've been putting the feelers
Fixture,
out to see.
Slow Row.
So suddenly, Aiden's back in the loop of things.
Well, it's the interwebs. We're all connected these
I
days.
think he's been making trips around here too and stuff. I keep hearing his name pop up. And
Wasn't-
I've seen Aiden.
wasn't he in
I've seen
Denver
him.
for a while?
Yeah, he went up to Colorado. I'm putting feelers out for. I want an old Slow Row shirt, old 1 ton Slow Row shirt, like the one that I used to have that used to piss people off at Target. I can already see the duct tape over your mouth.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I want.
That'd be
I
really
want some
cool.
old 1 ton shirts. The
Oh,
old
yeah.
caulk shirts.
There's got to be a shit ton because Aiden, that's all he did was make shirts
Unless he just put them all in storage
and get pissed at someone at
left them in
the
storage.
Curtain Club who was drinking a beer backstage trying to help him out and tell the kid to get his priorities straight.
Or give me a bunch of shit at Jane's Addiction and then stand right in my way.
Dick.
I still don't understand why he gave me a bunch of shit. Like he
I
thought
still
was
don't
someone
understand
else.
why he gave me a bunch of shit. I was the one that was lighting him on fire.
I used to be in a band that practiced right above their offices.
I was like, I could
In
seriously
Dallas.
light you on fire. When you get up on stage, I'm like, well, now let's light the real you on fire.
Light. Oh, that's Nixon's again. Was Nixon a... Nixon's weren't a 1 ton band. They were a Dragon Street band.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Hagfish
they
was
were
Dragon
from, well,
Street.
Nixon's was from Oklahoma City, weren't they?
Yeah. Light. No, the line to get in was wrapped around the building for Tripping Daisy.
Oh, so he went out there.
Yeah.
I think the Me Things opened that show up.
Way to get rumors going. So, have y'all got a name yet? Is it Matt Squared? Two of y'all?
no name.
No name.
I threw one out before the show. If you want to ask Thomas what it was, I think you'll like it.
Thomas, what was it?
And hey, Mr. Fister's still available, and that's one of the names that I thought of. But I don't think they didn't respond to Mr. Fister.
See, y'all could go on a Mr. Fister, Mr. Big tour. What? Musically, Mr. Fister. See, he said he just put Mr. Fister up there.
No, there's another one I sent over earlier,
Master
like,
Blaster?
just a while ago. No, Spanky Yankee.
Spanky, is these all rhyming names?
Fat Matt.
Fat Matt. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Fat Matt Cat.
They're like, which one?
Cat Fat Matt.
I had something. I want to go back to.
Hey, that's rice.
That's what I've been working on is my throat singing.
Wow. Make it sound like those. What are they called? Dungarees or dungaroos?
Jesus Christ.
What's that instrument called
Uh-oh.
that Australians use a lot? That yeah. Wow. All right. This is quality podcasting on a Monday night. You don't get much better than this. Podcast wise, Monday night, pop on a couple of dudes going, wow. Justin, are we still doing the show?
Yeah, I thought I was being blasted on Facebook. It's these days where you have to be very.
Did Shauna
Also-
put something in our chicken sandwiches?
I didn't have one of her chicken sandwiches.
I did, and things are getting weird in here.
No, but I'll take some.
Oh, some
Some
TT
Little Boy
whiskey?
BB.
Good gosh, man.
Oh, that's not good whiskey. Oh,
You alcoholic.
so after we spread my dad's ashes, we stopped on the way home at Hall's Liquor, Hall's Grocer, Hall's Liquor,
Yeah.
because we were gonna get some good beer and have a beer,
Mm-hmm.
toast on her. And as I'm buying beer, I look over. 1.75s of Weller,
Oh.
$39
Oh.
or $42. $42.
Mm-hmm.
limit one per person. I looked at the guy behind the counter. I was like, I can't pass that up, right? He says, no. He goes, those are the last 6 bottles we have. We found those bottles, and we're selling them at that price. I was like, bought one. I brought it over, and I was like, okay, yeah, ring this up. I said, it doesn't count if he buys one too, right? The guy behind there was like, no. So I
You got
said,
2 bottles of Weller's?
Kyle, buy this, and here's my card. I have 2 1.75s Weller sitting inside.
Well, you're not doing a sober July, are you?
Not doing sober ever again.
As you shouldn't.
No, I got
Things. People are too serious right now. We
people are
need,
too
alcohol.
serious. I need to stay lit.
Yeah.
I can't. If I was sober, do you know what would happen?
You'd probably get your shit together.
No, I did not talk. They had a limited edition poster
Oh.
that they released on Saturday, which will be hung up out here somewhere,
Okay.
where we have free wall space somewhere. And then I got this picture. Oh, I
We
didn't
are
talk about
running-
this.
We're running low on wall space.
Went to Comic-Con.
We might have to have a garage sale.
Was that Comic-Con? I went to whatever the Dallas
FanCon or whatever,
Expo.
Fan Expo.
I don't want to get into the whole ordeal because it was supposed to be one thing and it turned into something else.
How were the protesters there?
There were the church
normal ones?
protesters, yeah. I saw them.
They still remember me?
Like, you brought that jackass. Fan days. So I went over there,
Fan days.
and Gina wasn't around. Gina Carino.
Was she supposed to be there?
She was.
Did she ditch or just?
No, I just never saw her. I was pissed, but I saw Gus, who's also in Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of his name. And he's in The Boys. Have you got to that part yet?
I'm only like, that's the other thing about the boy. Well, we're not going to do TV talk yet, right?
No. But Gus is in that. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Mm-mm,
Ah,
I don't.
was
I'm
in,
thinking Lonesome Dove.
was in Breaking Bad. Ran the chicken joint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The
Yeah,
head
yeah.
meth guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
him. I can't think of his
Did
name.
you see him?
Yeah, saw him.
Did you get an autograph?
But what's his name? So it's just me and Shauna that went over there, and because there was a giant fallout, bunch of dramatic bullshit. But we just went over there, and we're walking around, and we're standing there, and we're just standing there in the aisle, and all of a sudden, this guy goes, "Excuse me," and kind of, Dave Grohl's me out of the way, like Dave Grohl does.
When you're in the way of him making barbecue?
This time it was Michael C. Hall.
Whoa.
Fucking Dexter pushed me out of the way.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Man. Did you say, sorry, man? Don't kill me.
Please don't kill me. I don't want to be
Well, that's
in your
cool.
slide collection. Yeah. Yeah. And then all the Trailer Park Boys were there, just hanging
Really?
out. And
Did you get any autographs?
nah, I don't need autographs anymore. What am I going to do with that shit?
I don't know. Did you tell him to come on our show? Give him a business card?
I did. I threw a bunch of them. What's his name? Never mind. I can't remember his name. Older dude. I'd have to go look at everybody that was there. But he's the guy in Gardens of the Galaxy.
Chris Pratt?
No,
What is his name?
His ears start. He's the bad guy.
Oh, the dude from Walking Dead?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
was
like
there.
him.
Saw him. But went walking over where the artists were and stuff, and went to the 501st. The cosplayers there. There was no what's her name, the hottest cosplayer in the world. She wasn't there this time.
She's probably scared to come here again.
She probably is after the look you gave her.
I think it was you.
What's
I
her
didn't know
name?
who I was talking to. You're like, you know who that is we're talking to, right?
Yeah, that is the #1 cosplayer in the world. And you were just talking to her while her
See
boobs
if she
were
wanted to
shoved
go to,
out
you wanna
into
go to
orbit.
billiards after this?
Hey man, what you do? Can I show you around Dallas? I got some places.
You ever
I
been
can
to
take you.
Tulips?
You ever been over to the AAC? I'm an usher over there.
I was doing security.
What was her
For
name?
this band
yes,
called
RoboTuner got it right.
Christopher.
Jessica Nagari. Yep. You all walking up to her. Hey,
Watch
why,
it on that last name.
why are you dressed like that with your boobies all hanging out, looking like you're about to slay some wolves?
I'm a wolf.
In your fairy tales, bitch, I'm a wolf.
Nice.
Like that.
Nice.
I brought
Yeah,
it
that's
back.
nice.
But I bought this piece of art. This
I like
is one
that
of the
piece
things I
of
bought.
art. You gonna bust it out?
I'm gonna bust it out.
Show the world.
This is from a graffiti artist out in Miami. I can't remember his name right now because I'm just blank on blanking everything because of heat.
I am too. It is hot out here. Hey, is
But-
that a Bitcoin?
Yeah, there's so much shit going on in this that you will
Like,
start. You can look at this for like an hour.
The what's his name? Uncle Scrooge, Donald Duck.
Bitcoin, and you got
See a pot leaf.
Bugs Bunny and a pot leaf, diamonds, a 13, acid.
I don't see any women though.
Not at all. There's no women in here at all. It's glossy. It's super high gloss, so it's kind of hard
That's cool.
to show on here. But you're supposed to hang it, and when you hang it, you put like some of those lights behind it.
It looks really
And it
cool.
lights up and looks cool. Yeah, this guy's awesome. I wish I could remember his name. It's something silly. I will. Oh, here it is. Osseous Virus.
Osseous Virus.
Osseous
Maximus.
Virus. Osseous Virus. But I was walking around. He's got another one that's got Speed Racer racing Mario Kart. And it's all crazy like this with all sorts of shit going on. And it's between that one and this one. And I was like, man, something just keeps drawing me back to that one. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it would be either.
That sounds weird looking at that, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that one. I was like, that's really cool. So on Friday,
Friday.
I was off on Friday because I work nights this week. So my last night was Thursday. I woke up at about
This was after Pussifer, right?
no,
Or was
this
it the
past
week after?
Friday, the week after.
I can't remember what I did on that Thursday night.
But on Friday night or Friday morning, I woke up and opened social media and wish I never had.
Yeah, I was at work when I found out the whole thing. The whole spectacle.
Now I know you were total anti-abortion, right? That's your
No.
meaning, and I'm the one that's.
I've never been anti-abortion. I'm
You're a
pro-abortion.
pro-lifer.
I'm pro-abortion. Like I want more
And
abortions.
I'm the pro-choice.
I don't
and
think
you're
we
the
have enough
pro-lifer?
abortions.
Is that how this show works?
I don't think we do enough abortions anymore. I think we need to up the numbers.
It sounds really bad when you put it that way.
No, I've never been pro. I've never been a pro-life guy. It's not something that I've ever prescribed to. I've always been pro-choice, but I've never been one of these people that just wanted. I've always been empathetic to the other side and listened to their arguments. I've never been one. I'm absolutely not one of these people that just yell at each other and get nothing done. That's the problem, I think. But continue.
I think how we
You're right.
feel is pretty obvious with. I've made social media posting stuff about it. I mean,
I have not because I don't.
you haven't.
I just don't want to add to people yelling at each other. I feel like I have friends on both sides of the argument, and they say such vile things and say things that that they wouldn't say face to face. I don't think, but well, maybe now that people are so pissed off, maybe they would. I just don't. I've refused to participate in social media as far as the whole Roe versus Wade and
I've lucked out. I have not had any arguments with anybody. I've had one person want to know what I meant by my post, and I broke it down in a simplistic way without having to get too much into it. But I'm actually 100% surprised that it's not a lot of meat throwing. You know,
What social media are you looking at, man?
I meant on my post alone.
Oh, okay.
On my post alone.
Gotcha.
I have not gone in and commented on anybody's. I've made that post and I've pretty much stayed away. The only thing I've really done is the Instagram, some Flickr stick photos from Saturday night. I haven't even posted any of the Cowboy stuff I've done yet. And Uncle Toasty has a show this Saturday night. This is an opportune time to promote this, but we have a show this weekend up at Rubber Gloves on Saturday night, and I haven't even promoted that yet because it's just weird. And we were talking about this over at the Cowboys auditions, and it's weird and hard to post stuff on social media right now because it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Because of all this stuff that's going on, it doesn't feel like the right time to be hawking shirts or promoting shows.
Oh,
or,
no.
you know,
No. I think
doing
it is
shit
time
like
for that. I think it is time for people to be like, we don't have to just talk about that.
But you want to give it some space too.
Yeah,
Right?
but I don't know. I think there's time for humor anytime. So I don't like. I think if you're thinking you're going to change your behavior because two groups of people are just so pissed off at each other, then I don't know. I just don't think that that's something that's never crossed my mind that I'm not going to participate in certain things. Now I might stay away from some certain jokes, of course.
Your entire like 3/4 of your stand-up
Is
routine
abortion
is
jokes.
about abortion jokes.
But I'm not gonna change the. We can't start changing the way we live because of people fighting.
How do you?
We need to fight through it and learn to talk calmly to each other. That's the problem. No progress has been made on either side really because right now, since Orange Man Bad came into office, all we do is go. "Ah!" Like two sides just yelling at each other, and you can't get anything done when it's like that.
Susie, if you're in the chat room, who told that joke about
Oh, no.
the Uvalde shooter?
Oh, a little soon for that.
I don't remember. I want to remember
Maybe
who
never-
said it. It's on social media, but they basically said the Republicans are the Uvalde shooter and the Democrats are the police force that's too scared to go in there and stop him. And I was like,
Well, that's
that
not
is
really. I don't know if that's a joke. That's more of a
a true
a comparison or a
true comparison.
What do you call that? An analogy, maybe something. I don't know.
It's very I don't know. I feel awful for what every female must be thinking right now because we're going back to the Middle Ages. It very seems like it seems like everything was going so good and now we're just all starting to step back things. And what
Regressing.
we're
regressing.
regressing. And not to discredit or discount the abortion side of it because that is a super big deal, but what that overturning that judgment, the first time the Supreme Court has overturned what can be considered a constitutional ruling ever, and it's this one, and how many cases post Roe versus Wade this affects is fucking scary. I can't imagine like people in the medical field that have to do with pregnancy and fertilization doctors, all that, what they're going through. I can't imagine what lawyers are now having to go through because now you have to go back and basically rewrite everything that was based off Roe versus Wade. Because if you've overturned that, everything is nullified. I would like to talk to someone on both sides
You know what? I'm
of
not
those and talk about how it's affecting them.
You know what? It also, to me, it exposes how little people know about civics and government. Because there's so much confusion. You hear so many people saying, well, democracy's dead. Well, guess what, motherfucker? America's not a democracy. We're a republic. We're a democratic republic. Those are two different things. We have a constitution. A true democracy does not have a constitution. And people are running their mouths so much about being pissed at the other side that they're not doing their own due diligence and actually studying how government works and studying the different branches of government and the roles that they play.
Ask anyone.
My main thing is this. If you want to know what really kind of, I guess, pisses me off the most, besides the fact that women are just got something taken away from them,
Just
option
got
to-
their
just-
kicked in the balls
Right.
hard.
that's one. And then secondly is I don't understand why the Supreme Court decided that this is the time, this is the social environment, this is when we need to do this when we have so much shit hitting the fan.
There's so much other shit to be worried about right now besides this.
It's almost like they want to institute martial law They want people to fight
They
so they can institute
want-
martial law and lock everything down.
They want division.
They
It's
want division.
Obvious.
You're exactly
They
right.
want
They
division,
want division.
everywhere. And the only reason I can think this is being brought up right now and start playing the weird space music and get the
The theorem?
the theremin out.
Theremin out, yeah.
theremin. The theremin. Get the theremin out. But this,
It's my theremin.
everybody's going to be like, you're a wacko, Dustin. But just wait, because
And
A
there's a
lot
lot of
of
things that
things
we've been
I've
called
said about
wacko
things
about that's come to be
that's
true.
come 100%
Yeah.
true that we were like,
And we
years
still
in
haven't gotten
advance.
apologies on any of the
No.
shit we got called.
But I'm going to say this right now. When they started talking about this being overturned a couple of months ago or a month ago, whenever it was, when that opinion piece came out, and when the night everybody started
The draft. You're
the,
talking about the draft.
the draft,
Yeah.
when, the night we were at Deftones,
Mhm.
and everything went hell. It's pretty weird. I got to relate everything to concerts now. But the night we were at Deftones Gojira, and everybody was just kind of like, oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Here we go.
Here we go. And that draft came out. I started
Leaked.
reading, and I started going in, and I started doing my quote-unquote internet research. But I was actually looking at making sure I 100% knew what all Roe versus Wade covered, because it's more than just abortions. And then started going through all the
History? Like
the
why?
history of
like
it. Well, the other judgments that came under it,
Mhm.
and that are
Like
referenced
branched off from it?
back to it. Because I'll just go out and say the way I was raised Jehovah's Witness, okay?
J-Dub!
In the house. Yo, yo. That's
Yo,
the way
yo,
it is.
J-Dub!
Every time I walk the streets, that's the way it says. J-Dub.
J-Dub!
And then whatever, however you,
I don't know.
I don't know. However- Is that a...
I just go with the trip 6 and the W because I used to live in Watauga.
Hearst Bowl, yo. Hearst Bowl.
There you go.
Hearst Bowl, HB. From the mean streets of Pipeline, yo. So,
Straight roof snow, yo.
straight out, yo. So, raised Jehovah's Witness, one of the things that's in, that's a big thing to Jehovah's Witnesses is blood transfusions. And previously to...
Y'all give those? You
no,
go to church and get them?
you're supposed to stay away from them.
Oh.
You abstain
Not
from
supposed to
them.
mix. You're supposed to keep your
Keep
blood
your own
pure.
blood, because there's a lot of...
Because I'm a pure blood.
Are you turning this into a white supremacy thing all of a
No,
sudden?
I'm a pure blood.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what you're saying.
yeah.
I know what you're saying. Okay. I'm sorry. Are you?
I could be a
Utrecht?
JW.
Are you Utrecht?
No, I'm not saying that either.
Oh, okay. I thought that's
saying-
where you were going.
No,
I thought we were going back to
it was a
medieval times.
vaccination joke.
Okay. So, like, okay, so you're not
That
supposed to
went
have.
all over the place, didn't it?
Dude, I was like, what are you
To
referencing?
Utrecht, to Watauga, to
Hearst Bowl. I don't know what's
to a
going on.
vaccine.
But they, you're supposed to abstain from blood transfusions. There's something in the Bible about not mixing your blood,
Like an abomination or something.
not intaking blood.
What if you're a vampire?
That's a big issue because
With the-
first you hate Christianity and you turn your back on God, and then you drink
The
blood.
first time you take me to church, to your church to
Take
visit,
me to church.
I'm going to ask your preacher that.
What if I'm a
I have a
vampire?
question. Brethren, Dustin said you guys aren't down with blood transfusions and stuff. What if you're a vampire?
What if I'm here to suck your blood?
I am here to suck at your blood. Yeah. So
Are you gonna be
continue? I'm
dressed-
sorry. I'm not gonna. I'll have no more roadblocks. No more speed bumps
Are you
that I'm
gonna
gonna
be
throw out there.
dressed up as what's his name? What we do in the shadows?
Nandor,
Nandor.
he is my hero.
Hello, I'm Nandor.
Guess what's about to start?
What we do in the shadows? All right, so or Nandor. That's what we need. So you're supposed to abstain from them, and previously to Roe versus Wade, basically the medical community or the government could come down and say, if it's a life-saving issue, no matter what, we don't give a shit what your beliefs are. We're giving you blood.
Like if
Whether
you're
it's
incapacitated and they don't know who you are or something.
Period. You don't have to be incapacitated. You come in with a severed limb
If you have
and you're
notes,
bleeding out.
if you have notes documenting that you don't want a blood transfusion, it's kind of like the resuscitation laws. You can't do that. You can't say, no, I don't want a blood transfusion.
No, because the state can come in and the government can come in, and they did this to a woman.
Well, yeah, they did it with vaccines. They said you got to get a vaccine.
We'll get to that.
There's a lot of medical tyranny going on right now.
A ton. So
And pharmaceutical tyranny.
before Roe, that could be something. And in one of the big cases that comes up, if you even look in the Roe versus Wade Wikipedia, it brings up that the state of New Jersey forced a
Watch
woman.
it on Wikipedia, though, on some of that stuff.
Well, this has all sorts of cross references to the case.
That's what I would look at as the cross references.
Yeah, but the summary in there is the state of New Jersey versus this woman because she was pregnant at the time and had to have a blood transfusion, and the state forced it upon her, even though it was against her religious beliefs.
Because of the baby?
Because they wanted to
the baby
save
to
the
live?
mom and the baby. So
That's the thing about this.
Hold
It's
on.
so gray area.
it is gray area. But post-Roe,
Post-Row.
they went back. And
Did he play for the Mavericks? Post-Row?
I think he's got a new album out coming up or something like that. He's got a festival coming up. But post-Roe, the state of Illinois came back and said, no, what the state of New Jersey did was completely wrong. And under Roe versus Wade, witnesses are protected with their choice of having a blood transfusion or not.
Yeah.
So you have little things like this,
All kinds
these
of
different
legalities
little
and stuff,
cases that fall
loopholes
along
and-
this that reference Roe versus Wade, go back and say, because of this judgment, my medical history is private. Because of this judgment, what I choose to do with my body is not my company's business, is not the government's business. And all of that has been erased.
It's a weird thing for me because it sounds like something that should be up to the states to me, because I'm a states' rights guy. But there's a side of me that's like, dude, no, we're a modern civilization. Women should have the right to get abortions across the board in the United States. Now the late term, the terms and stuff, and at what point in the pregnancy, maybe that gets dumped off to the states. But I think the thing that's the most aggravating about the Supreme Court pulling back Roe versus Wade, to me, the most is they had a national cover for people to get abortions, right? So it seems like something. One of the things that cannot be left up to the states is the actual question: can you get an abortion? Because federally, I believe personally that it should be legal across the country. Now, like I said, the term, like how late of term you get it done and all that, maybe that gets left to the states. But the fact that the Supreme Court just went ahead and said, just ripped the Band-Aid right off and said, fuck it. It was terrible timing, one. I don't agree with the decision either. And I just don't think it wasn't a move that was productive for the United States of America, I don't think.
No, we're
That's the biggest aggravation besides the fact that women are getting fucked.
The entire world has been laughing at the United States for years now, and this made it even more. This wasn't really a laughing point. This was a what the fuck point for the entire world. Like, you go on Reddit and you look at some of the forums of what's been said, even some of the judgments that are made here in Texas, and you'll have people from the other side of the world be like, what the fuck?
No.
I thought our country was hardcore. Y'all's is just dumb.
The leadership and worldwide leadership needs to shut the hell up too, because like
this is
Macron came out and saying, "Oh, look, this is terrible." They have some of the strictest, as far as a modern country goes. Their abortion laws are stricter than ours. When we had national abortion, across the board.
So Susie's up here commenting in HIPAA.
HIPAA.
She goes, "Whoa, HIPAA is gone." HIPAA, according to what happened during COVID,
HIPAA went away several years ago.
a couple of years ago, because then everybody came out and said, well, HIPAA is just is your medical provider not releasing your information, but we can find out anything.
That gets
blah, blah,
back
blah,
to
blah,
me
blah.
saying that the tyranny that has been shown by the pharmaceutical companies, the medical companies, the medical equipment companies, and the insurance companies right now is out of control.
It's
It's
stupid.
absolutely out of control.
Abortion is medical care and should not be denied. Agreed. It is a medical care, depending on what's going on. For the record, 99% of late-term abortions are medically necessary, not just for the funsies.
That's the other thing.
Oregon has the weirdest law, though, because I had to go look that up because they were joking about it on No Agenda about how John Dvorak was saying basically if the fetus is still
Yeah, you could knock it on the head.
connected to the umbilical cord, you could smack it on the head right there or club it like a seal. And theirs is really weird. Oregon's is really weird, their abortion laws, but there's only 11 states that have right now banned abortions. Our beautiful state of Texas being one of them.
Well, they had that trigger law.
And then the trigger, well, that's what I was saying. The trigger law is going to shoot in another 11. So there will be.
Well, didn't it already happen? Because I thought that like Texas, the way Texas was set up, as soon as it
Was a trigger.
it got triggered, and it was illegal in the state of Texas.
There's some other ones that are waiting a certain amount of days. It's either 30, 60, or 90,
have some
according to
weird
what I was
grace
reading.
period
And I
or
was
something?
reading it on NPR's website. It's like 30, 60, 90s
Gotta watch it on NPR too, man.
that their trigger law will come in. So all in
Yeah.
all, it's going to be like 22 or 23 states
What
as of now that have
have completely
Have
made it illegal?
banned-
There's 22 states that have
20?
straight up said it's illegal
Uh-huh. And
Hey.
guess where they're all located?
in the South.
In the Bible Belt.
Yeah, you can imagine that. So let me ask you this then, because I haven't really got a solid answer. Maybe Susie knows or someone in the chat room.
C.
I'm sorry?
That's the answer. Is C.
It's not multiple choice.
Oh, okay.
It's true or false. So now because I've heard that they consider the night after the pills that's considered contraception, so you can still get that in Texas, or have they outlawed that too? Because I know the abortion pill's been outlawed, but what about the Plan B? Has that been outlawed because it's considered contraception?
My understanding
Emergency
is
contraception.
that it's the pharmacies
Yeah, I'm saying
are not filling the prescriptions from the doctors because it's
which drug?
of the Plan B.
So Plan B now is illegal too.
or whatever.
So that's not considered
Because it's-
contraception anymore.
You have to have all sorts of paperwork and bullshit
They don't
sent
wanna get
from the doctor, from a medical provider
They're
before
covering
they'll
their asses.
fill the prescription for it.
So they're covering their asses. Is
Yeah.
what they're doing.
So we're
So
back to
what about
the,
Texas?
Did you see everybody's posting the GIF of Family Guy? Abortion's the old way.
No, I've not seen
It's
that.
a staircase going up
Yeah.
like 10 feet, and there's a line of women going up it, and they're each jumping off and landing on their belly and walking on. That's what we've turned into, the Middle Ages.
All right, I have one more thing that I want to say about this that is irksome to me.
Morning after pills, because it prevents fertilization, it is contraception.
So in Texas, they're going to keep that available.
But I thought that was the one that was falling under scrutiny. She says it should still be available.
But there is an abortion pill though. They have
Yeah, that's for later on down the road.
that's illegal now. I think. My question is, about the Plan B.
The
So,
problem is you're
here's-
going to have women that can't afford to travel or go places, and they're going to go to these means of falling down the
Black
stairs
market?
or hitting the belly with a belly button. It's going to cause a hit in the belly with a baseball bat. It's going to cause
I
more
know.
problems. Or, hey, I'm going to just do a bunch of heroin or shit like that. And it's going to cause issues, problems.
Well, this is one of the other things that I want to say that irks me, and I will not have a conversation with you if you bring this up to me. I guarantee you, I will walk away from you. We'll still be friends, but I'll walk away. One of the most disrespectful things that I've seen, and Anna Navarra on CNN, or she's the Republican voice of CNN, which is not Republican at all, actually.
I don't watch her.
And I think she goes on The View a bunch.
I don't watch The View.
And I've seen this on social media too. If you come to me with some kind of fucked up argument about Down syndrome, autism, any kind of thing like that, I'm going to resist the urge to punch you in the face because special needs children are beautiful and fucking need a place in this world. And secondly, for you to bring that up in an argument about for abortions or for pro-life, whatever it is, I'm fucking done. We don't need to exploit special needs children because you're too dumb to come up with a valid argument for your position. So I'm just going to tell you right now, if you want to have a discussion with me, Dustin, and you bring that up, I'm just going to walk away.
This will probably be the last time I talk about all this.
Me too, probably.
I mean, unless all hell breaks loose, because
I don't see how it's gonna. That's the other thing. I don't see how. There's the only way out of this is if the Supreme Court gets packed, and there's no way that they're going to convince Congress and the Senate to completely start packing the courts, because that would kill our country. Would be done at that point. The independent of Texas would happen.
This is what I'm disappointed at. Okay, Susie put in there, the abortion pill is the one that's hard to get. The doctor has to provide a lot of proof before they can get it filled. So it's the abortion pill, but morning after, whatever, it's okay. I don't know, because it's two different pills, right?
Yeah, there's the Plan B and the abortion pill.
Here's the thing I'm super disappointed in with all this that happened this weekend. You know, we had some orange moppet puppet top cry and complain that he didn't get into.
What are you talking about?
He didn't win the presidency.
It's a very, very negative thing to say about me.
And a whole bunch of people rushed the Capitol. I think this issue is way worse, and I'm very disappointed that the left is just sitting around doing nothing.
Well, there was the one place that got stormed in Arizona, and they said there was just I don't remember the numbers, but it was a lot. Like, there were people that were scared that were still in, because their state
what are we doing?
Representatives
in DC?
were still. Well, remember, they've been okay. So this kind of answers when you and I are freaking out about all those walls going up
and the
cages
stuff.
And the weird they've got that thing pretty much fenced off and
I didn't think about that.
Completely
I forgot about all that.
Locked down up there.
But still, I mean, show up, go crazy. They can't shoot us all.
Now it sounds like you're calling for civil war. You sound like Phil now.
I think all this is a.
You can't take us all.
It's more division, but
it is more division.
I think this division, man.
What a dumb move for the Republicans, though, to have this happen now. Like, or what a terrible thing for the conservatives right now. Because if you think about it,
why did they choose?
They
to
had
do it now?
All the marbles. We have the most idiotic president we've ever had. Like, no one's debating that at this point. The man, if you voted for Biden, you made a mistake. You made a mistake.
We're the only country in the world that's had back-to-back championship.
Idiots.
Championship. Like,
yeah, we really have.
Back-to-back. Raise the banner.
Yeah.
Raise the banner. We have.
I'm wondering, like, who's going to run next? What?
Raise up.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
We got
idiots. Who? Well, I've lost my headphones. Anyway, yeah. What's next? Is Carrot Top running? Is he going to be the next president of the United States?
I think I figured out what's doing it.
What is doing it?
The power cord's loose over here.
But yeah.
Hold on, because it just reset everything.
Oh no, we're starting over.
We got to start the whole show over. Hold on.
Well, we went to Pussifer.
Well, we went and saw Pussifer, and we're going to talk about pussy riots.
Yeah.
Rights.
I'd like to see Pussy Riot. Are they coming to town?
And saw them in Houston that time.
So, are we back up? Can I continue?
No, hold on. We're spooling everything back up. I'm going to have to pull this off of YouTube.
All right.
Bullshit. Hold on. Hold it.
On the Jerry Jonestown Massacre podcast show.
I like Cheetos in my
Jerry Jonestown
Pedo.
Massacre. Jerry Jonestown Massacre.
And in
3. Oh,
two.
no. And
all right, say your point.
All right. My point was this. I feel bad for the conservatives and the
Oh, stop your
oh,
point.
never mind. I don't feel bad for conservatives.
Why would you feel bad? I feel bad for
I feel-
Johnny Rotten
I feel bad for people that are listening to our show.
right now.
So, are we on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube's for it's
Okay.
fine. I'm
So
gonna
I
pull
can
the audio
continue
up.
my point for the people that are listening to.
And we're spooled back up. Go.
Okay. My point was, I think I pretty much spit it out earlier. It's like the conservatives had the next election in the bag. I'm sorry, Beto wasn't gonna. He wasn't gonna win. He didn't have a shot in hell. Like he's that buffoonery he did down in South Texas, and then just the conservatives got screwed because now guess what? All these moderate Democrats that were starting to realize how the wool had been pulled over their eyes by oatmeal brain and
State
the
champs.
Democrats, like now, well, guess what? All those moderates are like, fuck Republicans. I'm not voting for a conservative or a Republican. They supported this whole horse shit. You know what I mean? You understand my point, though.
No, not right now. No, I've got.
Well,
I
I'll start-
understand your point.
We went to Pussifer, okay?
Someone just showed up here, and I don't want them coming in here right now. We're trying to do a fucking show. They know what we do on a Monday night. Oh, not this. All right. I want to get into two things, and then we'll get to happy.
We're done
fun
with
time.
road talk?
No, this is still road talk.
Oh, road talk.
I have 2 points I want to make, and then I want to get back into happy fun time. And these are two things that have irritated me about all this, that have aggravated me, upset me, made it to where I couldn't get off the toilet because I was so upset. It upset my stomach. Not really. First off, I love you, women.
I love the vagina.
I love all your beautiful parts and everything you do in this world. And
Your booty.
what you bring into my life and all the women that are in my life and what they've done there. Some of them not so much, some of them yes. No, I love you all. But these opening up Twitter, which was a bad mistake, but seeing all these women screaming, "I'm not having sex with my man,"
Yeah.
while this is going on.
And you look at them and you're like,
It's not really just looking at them. It's like, first off, the mentality of that is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. It's not your man's fault that these stupid fucking Supreme Court justices overturned this. I mean, surely if you're with this guy, he sides with with your beliefs, right? Like he sides with you and wanting to protect you and take care of you.
mm-hmm.
Hopefully so, or vice versa.
I don't know. I know a lot of couples that are split on this issue.
I kind of do too, but I'm just saying for the most part, why are you trying to make your relationship worse
Based on
or trying to cause fights and issues in probably what is already a struggling relationship?
well, a lot of them probably aren't married or in relationships, the ones that are saying that stuff.
Well, then don't say you're not going to have sex with your boyfriend or your man.
So I got a question, and if you do say that, you're like, I'm not gonna have sex now
I'm gonna
because
take
of
this
Roe
out on
versus Wade,
man.
right? So does that give him permission to go take care of business somewhere else? Find someone.
Hall pass.
That's what it sounds like to
It
me.
sounds like
It's
a hall pass.
okay,
If
that's
you're
what we're
going to shut
do it.
down the factory,
You're shutting down the factory because of something that these idiots on the Supreme Court did.
yeah, that's right. A sex ban will not do anything at a local level, and RoboTuner says vasectomies are still legal. Although
Who wants
you start
To
having
get
feminine
punched
traits.
in the nuts? I don't understand.
Have you heard that theory?
What's that?
When you have a vasectomy,
Yeah.
you start, since it's a loss of testosterone, you start having a loss of testosterone after having a vasectomy.
Well, you just get
vasectomy.
TRT then.
That, no, but you start having female traits. You start developing.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Well, man, a lot of my
feminine trait.
friends should start looking like women now.
A lot of them won't fight in the ring anymore.
What
They
do
don't. You don't start looking like them.
Oh,
But you start-
I'm confused then. Explain what you're saying then.
I don't know. It's this
I've-
whole
I've never
theory
heard
that
this.
came down about when you have
It's
a
very
vasectomy.
interesting.
It is. It's super interesting. That you just start. You don't have all the vigor and the vim anymore, and
Well, that's what TRT's
the
for.
strength and the
You
power.
get testosterone for that. Prescribed to you.
Why? I have it right now in my balls.
I'm not talking. Well, have you had a vasectomy?
No.
Well,
Because
then
I'm a man. Man.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm confused. I'm the judge. Was it the judge or the mayor?
I'm
Maybe-
not
sorry.
fighting
Maybe
for
the police
vasectomies.
chief. I'm the police chief with Grego. Maybe I'm
Oh,
not
oh.
understanding the question then.
Do you know how old I am? My shit's all broken anyway. I've had COVID.
We got dust.
There's just shit. I actually want to jack off onto onto a little piece of glass and put it under a microscope and see if any of my sperm are alive. I doubt they are. I play loud music.
Just a bunch of
I
corpse.
work out in the heat. I've had COVID
We have
twice.
electronics around us all the time.
Yes, I carry my phone on my balls.
Sometimes I'll put my laptop, like when I'm doing my real estate classes and stuff, I'll have my laptop on my dick. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this can't be good for my
I
dick and my
edit
balls.
photos every night
Yeah, exactly.
with a laptop
and when you get
on my
tired,
balls.
right? And I'm like, this can't be good. I've
Yeah.
got to be giving myself some kind of cancer.
There's no way.
There's more processing power in that laptop than like 6 space shuttles, and you're
There
putting it on your balls.
Oh, anyway. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
I'm not either.
I've been shooting blanks for years.
Honestly, I should just chop mine off and
It-
get rid of it altogether. I don't need it anymore. It's only led to trouble.
I still like having something to hang on to, like when I'm on a roller coaster or something. Fear boner. You just grab it.
Yeah, fear boner. I feel like I got a TT.
So-
every time I was on the Conquistador, I felt like I was going to TT.
Women, stop making this protest. It's dumb. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't work.
I've not seen.
How about say you're not going to have sex with a Supreme Court justice
Yeah.
that made this decision? And can I, side note,
Sidebar.
what kind of protection do these guys have right now?
I don't know, man. All these protesters are showing up to their house and stuff. It's got to be like Blackwater, paramilitary.
How come? I have a question when I'm all done with this. Next, I don't understand why all of a sudden I see locally.
Imagine having to deliver a pizza to one of the judge's house.
Mm-mm.
Don't you take that pizza up there?
That's
I'd be like, I'm just taking a pizza, man.
These aren't pepperonis; they're embryos. Eat it.
Those aren't anchovies.
Eat it. The second
An
thing,
abortion pizza? Is that what you're saying? A fetus pizza.
maybe you need to get into the.
Didn't
board.
you just have a conversation with me about 2 weeks ago about, Matt, we got to start cleaning this up, man,
We
a
did.
little bit.
We did, but then Roe vs. Wade got overturned.
And now we're talking
Now
about
I'm
fetus
angry.
pizza.
And the boys. I've been watching.
Hey,
a
Thomas,
lot of
what
the
do you think
boys.
about fetus pizza for a name?
Per the Cleveland Clinic, here are the facts. A vasectomy will not affect a man's virality or his testosterone level. Well, that's Cleveland.
The Cleveland
We saw
Guardians?
what happened in Cleveland. Kevin Smith is live now. We're doing our show at the same time as Kevin Smith.
We're in competition.
We are in competition. Second, I don't get why all these people are just suddenly like, Texas fucking sucks. This state is stupid, and everything this state stands for is dumb. This state is stupid, and it's just a giant piece of shit. The entire state's a piece
They
of
say
shit.
that from a distance, though. You notice that.
Well, these are people that live down south side
Did-
of Fort Worth.
Oh, dude, did you see? Oh, continue, but I got something to say after this.
The
this
entire
point here.
state of Texas is stupid. The entire state of Texas is shitty.
I mean, are they wrong?
I mean, have you ever been out of Fort Worth? Have you ever been out in the country? Have you ever been out to Big Bend? You ever been out to Caddo? You ever been down along South Padre, Matador Island? You ever been in the hill country? All that shit. The entire state's shit, huh?
Yeah.
You know, if you think that, get the fuck out of my country or state.
All right. I got something I want to say about this. So I don't know if have you been going to Reddit much this last week? Did you see that? This was on Twitter, but it was a post on Reddit, and it was someone. It was a Tifa, one of these Tifa people and stuff, saying we're coming to the rural areas of the country, and we're coming to destroy shit.
You're not doing that around here.
Dude, have you read that?
No.
After the show, I'll show you the Reddit, the guy that, or the woman or guy, whoever it was, the Tifa dude that said it on Reddit.
Mhm.
And it is probably one of the stupidest social media posts I've ever seen in my life.
Why would you post that?
Okay, I'd say, so we have some pretty far left friends that could be, I could see them getting into, that whole Antifa stuff. One of them used to be the producer of our show. So I can tell you this, all my way left friends, don't do that. Don't go out to the country thinking you're going to start sneaking up on country folk and trying to burn their houses down. It's not going to go how
You're
plan
going to
it.
think you're sneaking up on someone's farmhouse, and the entire time they've had the beat of the sights
Exactly.
on you,
No.
watching you all the way
You've
come up
lived
the
in the
driveway
country,
or come
right?
to the field.
Your animals know when something's up, when something's on the property. You can get a vibe of just off that. Secondly, the cops here in Fort Worth and Dallas, they're protecting you, okay? They're really protecting you from crazies. They're letting you do your protests and stuff. They're really protecting you.
They are. They're
If you-
protecting you from other
If you
people.
go to Junction, Texas and think that the cops down in Junction, Texas are going to get out of their car, so that's trying to burn a city down or a store down or something like that, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, if you go down to a lot of those hill country towns,
But if you do, please video
With
because
that,
I'd like to watch
yeah,
it.
I'd like to watch you get shot,
And all your friends get shot.
because that's what's going to happen. It's bad.
Hey.
It's bad.
Dustin, what's that coming up on our property on that fence right there? Looks like some kids. They're dressed in black. They got
That's the
some signs and
problem.
stuff, man.
All these
What's going
people,
on out there, man?
all these
You just
people
start laughing.
have this city mentality, and like, I grew up in this mean streets of Magnolia, and I know what's up, and down on Hemp Hill, I know all this stuff. So I'm gonna take off, and I'm gonna go down to Llano, and I'm gonna go walk up on these. I'm gonna
taking it
take
to
over
the rural
Llano.
rednecks.
First off, I'm gonna give you a little. Not only do everybody in Llano, every house has at least one gun in it. Swear to you.
One.
At minimum, okay? And I don't know if you've been down to Llano lately. It's full of fucking rednecks on meth that are just wanting to shoot people. The rural lands have become
Well,
insane.
it doesn't even have to be Llano. It can be Azle.
Well, Azle is still much of the city. I mean, all that's being swallowed up to being part of the city.
Corsicana.
Yeah.
Terrell.
Same thing. You go out to those places.
Palestine. Don't go to Palestine thinking you're going to start rioting.
You go down. You brought up Junction. You go down to Junction, and you're cruising around Junction, and people still have guns in their head racks of their trucks.
Yeah.
They still have them,
And
and
the
they're
police-
not shotguns, and
the-
they're not hunting rifles. They're now
And like I said, the police are not going to protect you like they do here.
no.
So just don't do that.
Yeah, Cisco. Go out to Cisco. You'll be shot. These people.
I'm afraid they're going the wrong path of their protest if that's what they're going to do is go to the rural cities and towns,
Yes. It's just
rural
it's
parts of
not-
America. It's not going to work out.
It's not good.
Wait till I show you this ignorant post. You're going to laugh. Actually, I could probably look it up and read it
I
if
think
you'd like
you
me to.
filled me in on enough, because that guy has a death sentence. He's just like that basically is what they call it, suicide by cop. That's suicide by redneck is what that is.
Not just rednecks too. Hey, the brothers out in the country, they don't fuck around either, man.
Neither do our Spanish friends.
No.
They don't fuck around down there.
There's no racial divide if you start invading their town.
Yeah.
It's not going to go that way.
Whoever that is, you need to respond and go. The first place. You
Oh,
need to
it
go
was
to-
someone that was posting like it wasn't someone that I follow or anything that posted
Okay. Well, you can go in there and comment. Just say the first town you need to go to is Hyco, Texas. And
Yeah.
say,
Exactly. Here, I'll send it to you.
I think the gun shop there has a Gatling gun sitting in the window. They can just stand out in the middle of the street and.
They have cannons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there are cannons down there.
I'm
I
going to
think
send
they're
this
the
to you
ones
right
that
now.
Klan used to use.
There you go. I just sent it.
All right. Okay. Happy fun time now, and we'll wrap up the show. You started The Boys.
I did start The Boys. How you've been working on me since it's been out to go ahead and watch it,
I'm 100% caught up.
and I've tried a couple of times, but it just never grabbed me until I finished the full first episode.
We're like, what the fuck?
Yes, I love it.
Oh, just wait.
Oh,
This
that's what I've heard. Everybody's like, "Oh, you haven't even started."
The first episode of the latest season, I thought was the most over-the-top thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was difficult for me to process. I had to watch it a couple times.
I don't know why it didn't
This
grab me
last-
until now.
The latest episode that just came out this last Friday,
I think I was depressed.
it had a warning as the summary of the show, and then it had a warning before the show, and then another warning past the little recap of what you were about to see. And I was talking to Eric Peterson of the Bed Files about it. He said that they had to edit stuff out of it because they were afraid it would
There's
be
stuff
able
on
to
the
be
floor?
seen. And in other countries, I was like, "What the fuck? I don't understand how this is seen in this country."
Really?
Oh my god!
Well, I'm thoroughly enjoying it now that I'm into the third episode.
It's so
The
great.
thing is funny is I tried to watch it. Like the first time I tried to watch it is when I moved in with Seth and Alif, and I was depressed. And I guess I just fell asleep.
how'd
And
you fall asleep
I
during
don't
it?
know because when I started it the other night, I watched it and I was like, the first scene. I'm like, why did I not get into this immediately?
Doesn't it start in the first scene? His
The-
girlfriend,
yeah.
with A-Train.
Right.
Yeah. How do you fall asleep during that?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. And it wasn't just once, Dustin. I tried to watch it during COVID as well.
You did.
Yeah, and it just didn't grab me, and I either fell asleep or something. Or I was too caught up with Uhtred. I don't know.
This guy just ran through a human
And pulverized her.
liquefied her.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
No, the first is it the second episode where a guy gets a bomb shoved in its asshole and gets detonated with similar effect
Oh,
as
just wait.
A-Train running into a poor
Yeah.
lady.
Oh yeah, everybody's pulverized in this. Like everybody turns to liquid, or like their brains turn to liquid, or their
Yeah.
limbs turn to. It's not just like your arm falls off. It's like it is blown off and can never be reassembled.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I can't wait.
it's
to-
so.
I'm gonna
ultraviolet.
watch. I'm hooked. Like
I can't. I want to show
Mandy
you.
keeps falling asleep, which I don't know if she should watch it because she doesn't like violence.
Oh, it gets bad.
That's what I'm gonna tell her. Hey, by
I
the
want
way,
you to see this scene.
I'll get to it because I'm hooked. I'll be there real quick. How many seasons are there? 3? There's 3 seasons, right?
I think so. Yeah.
They just wrapped up the third.
Right.
The
No.
third one just came out recently, though, right?
The fourth.
Or is it the fourth one?
Fuck. What are we in?
2022. In the year of the-
season 1.
What year are we in? The ox or the rat?
There's 4 seasons,
Okay.
so we're in the 4th season. No. They've signed on to do the 4th season. So season 3, episode 6 is Hero Gasm, which is the one I just watched.
Watch it.
So season 3, the first episode of season 3 is, and what's her name was at the Comic-Con? Starlight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was over there.
And is that the
It's
girl
so
from Babysitter's Club?
I never watched Babysitter's Club.
Oh, the main lady though. That's kind of the PR, the upper level management lady.
Oh yeah.
Hasn't she? She's been in some stuff, right? Like,
Goonies,
yeah,
Adventures of Babysitting.
Adventures of Babysitting, right? Is that what it's called?
Isn't that her name?
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm in, fully hooked.
So the crazy thing is Jack Quaid the guy who his girlfriend got pulverized. The main.
He reminds
Normal
me.
dude?
He reminds me of Hater.
He's the guy I was hanging out with at PBR for like an hour and didn't know who he was.
Because it just come out and stuff.
No, this
Or it
was
hadn't
before the
happened?
show and everything.
Oh,
And
is
I
he
didn't
from
know
here?
he. I don't know.
He reminds me of Bill Hader. Does he not remind you of him?
Yeah, a little bit, but I had no idea it was him. None.
Was he a dick?
No, he was cool as shit. We were talking about all sorts of shit.
I love his
going through
character.
all sorts of stuff, and we were watching bulls, and he was asking me about photographing, shooting, being a photographer and shooting the PBR event because he was into.
That's the
them
one with
and
all
stuff.
the Brazilians and stuff, right?
Yeah, the big
Have you watched that
One.
series
about PBR
about
Is
the bull riders?
Drive to Ride
It's kind of like that, except it's not called that.
or Ride to Survive.
Kind of, but it's not called that.
Is it shot the same way?
I don't know. I haven't started it. I
Oh,
think it's a
okay.
Netflix deal.
If it's like Drive to Survive,
I'm
and
pretty
it's
sure it's a
called
Netflix deal.
Ride to Survive.
It's not called Ride to Survive, dude.
And they show the beginning, and
It's not called Ride to Survive.
it's the bull being shoved into the chute, and the guy getting on real fast, and then that's the intro.
We're gonna start playing PBR on Xbox.
You gotta
or
say
bull
what you
riding on
mean.
Xbox.
The badass bull
Well,
rider, man. I'm in the PBR
Stubbs, I can now fly to an F1 event because of my
Okay.
flight simulator, and now I can race, and not only race but beat Hamilton. And after that, I can go be in a bull riding competition and get my 8 seconds.
now. Totally.
Our Grandioso is out of
Huge.
control in this room.
Still waiting for a Grandioso song.
We are true believers in fake it till you make it.
Yep. I've started. Hey, Flight Simulator added all sorts of Top Gun Maverick stuff to it. So
Like combat?
no, landing on carriers, which I can do.
Ooh.
I can take off from a carrier. Of course, when you take
Yeah.
off from a carrier, you just do this. That's why there's 2 handlebars up here because you're
Mhm.
not supposed to touch anything
Because you can fuck it up.
until you're launched. Until the plane is off the aircraft carrier, that's when you reach down and grab the stick. But Anyway. yeah, Jack Quaid was cool as shit. He was a fun dude to hang out with, and then his dad, Dennis, came walking
His
up,
dad killed him.
and that's when I was like, oh,
That's Dennis Quaid's son?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
And Dennis Quaid's band was playing the PBR. His Dennis Quaid.
Yeah,
the
he's
Sharks
always
or whatever.
playing Lava Cantina as well.
Yeah, that's Dennis Quaid's son.
Did the Nixons open up?
Maybe. But he came
Jesus
walking up, and I was
Christ.
like, what the fuck? Okay, now I know who you are. But we had been hanging out for like an hour, just talking about shit,
Man.
having fun, and BSing and making fun of some of the bull riders and stuff. And he
Like,
was
you
nice
should
as
send
shit.
them a message. Be like, hey, bro, when you come back in town, man, we'll go out.
We'll We'll talk some boys.
We'll go to Tulips. Hey, Troy. I'd like to meet my friend.
I want you to come to Tulips where I can't take
His
my
name's
camera.
Brian Farella.
It's a pain in the
And
ass.
why's Brian at Tulips?
Oh, speaking of
And
which,
this is my buddy Maynard. He's in a band called Pussifer.
Pussifer.
Guys, I was just wondering if you ever heard of this place called Tulips in Fort Worth.
All right, I want to close the show out.
People are going, what are y'all talking about?
New Lola's is amazing.
I know.
I just want to throw that in
I
there.
thought we were going to do our show there tonight, but it's
Yeah,
not Tuesday.
No, we're hopefully next week.
But I want to
Hopefully
set
next
it up where we can do it live so people can participate that are actually hanging out.
We need to go up there and do just another show, and then we'll figure that out. Talk
Figure
to
out
them
the
about it. Yeah.
technical stuff.
Since we can, it's open.
Bring our
open
board-
season now.
Bring our intern board op.
and our little board over there. We can use it again, second time. Just take that to New York.
Do some shows while we're getting thrown into the front of a
Every
subway.
night, every night we come back to the room we're like, oh, shit,
That's what I'm scared of. A Train taking me out like that.
Well, the boys isn't real.
No, I'm talking about just
Another
someone
A-Train?
throwing me
Or
in
the
front of
actual
the actual
A-Train?
A-Train. Someone throwing me in front of the A-Train just
think
because
it's
I'm
the-
white.
I think it's the ACE train. You have to worry.
We're about to go to the city where they hate white males the most. And guess what? All three of us, we're white males.
We're going to a city that never sleeps, and it's going to slip you an Ambien.
I'm going to make the Yankees hat more famous than the Yankees did.
I don't bleed blue. I ain't a crypto. You know, BKs from Texas driving in an off-white Lexus. All right, Kenobi.
I know a little bit about the law. That you illegally searched my shit.
Do you want to go to his club?
Yeah.
Me and Jeremy tried to
Heck
get in
yeah.
last time, but they were closing. But we need to go by there and get a drink.
Will they let white males in?
It's at the 4040 Club with the ESPN on the screen.
Okay.
That's the name of his club. It's right by the Flatiron Building.
Yeah. Of course, I want to check that out. I
And
want to
then
try to track.
when you walk in,
I want to try
you
to
gotta
track
tell
them
them.
down. I want to try to track them down.
You got to go. One of the
P
trips,
Diddy and Hova.
one of
I'm
the
coming
trips
for you.
I did up there. I tried to go to every place that was listed in New York.
The song.
Yeah. But I was 560 State Street. I was kind of scared of because I think that's up in Harlem, and I wasn't going to go up there alone. In deep Harlem. I think that's where it's at. Okay. Anyway, Kenobi.
Kenobi, Obi-Wan. I finished it. And I will tell you this.
I thought RoboTuner was going to have a show, but I guess he doesn't do podcasts anymore. Where we talk about
I
it.
love Mandalorian. I've loved all the new series that Favreau. Favreau did this, right?
No, Deborah Chow did.
Did Favreau do Boba Fett?
He helped with
Was
Book of Fett. Yeah.
This is my favorite of all the Star Wars series that has come out. I think that
Why is Ewan McGregor so cool?
don't know, man. I don't. Why are all of them the coolest? I don't. I'll tell you something that was really cool, and I recommend if you have not watched Phantom Menace and that trilogy, to watch Obi-Wan the series and then immediately go into Phantom Menace because it ties in so well. It's an easy transfer. I know it's backwards, but still, it's perfect. And you get to see at the end of the series, you get to see what's his name, the Jedi that I can never remember that trained Liam. You get to see Liam Neeson.
After 20 years, you finally get to see Liam Neeson back on the screen, and he has 3 lines. I rewatched.
It was still cool though, wasn't it? Didn't you think that was cool?
Yeah. My favorite thing though, by
Is
far,
the battle
and this is
or
spoiler alert.
the
if you haven't seen it yet.
the mask getting
Fucking
broke off?
The battle they have
That was amazing.
in episode 6 is straight up beautiful, and there's a lot of things I learned watching this that I didn't know because I started watching production stuff on how they're doing all this shit and making it look so good. First off, in this modern age, the lightsabers they're using are real light sticks. They're using basically
Yeah, they're
the
not-
copy version
right.
of the toys I have, but they're brighter,
Mhm.
and it helps with lighting the
does.
set and making the mood lighting
Oh my gosh!
realistic.
When
And
he
I
was in the
like,
dark,
"Ugh."
when Darth Vader was in the dark, that was so awesome. When the only thing lighting anything up was when
Was the
he
saber.
was the saber. Man, this is the most badass version of Darth Vader that's ever
Oh
been.
my God.
Even the animated series, anything,
Stopping
any of it.
I mean, you really get to see how strong he was,
And guess what? I fired back up
In that
because of
age.
it.
Jedi Outcast. What?
EA Sports makes it.
Battlefront.
No, I don't think. Maybe EA Sports doesn't make it. No, I started up the Star Wars game again on my phone. I'm back in. About to
on
join
that
a
one.
guild again.
Oh, okay.
This will be my
That one.
third time to start playing that game again. Just
We have
because
room in our
it's-
guild.
Okay, cool. Send me an
A bunch of people
invite.
just let. Yeah, I can send you an invite.
Because the last 2 guilds I've been when I left the one that you and I were in at the beginning,
Yeah,
I never got into a better one than that.
yeah, we're doing some
like-
good stuff now.
Yeah, send me an invite. If it's the same, it's not the same one that I was in way back in the day, is it?
It may be. I've never left.
Wow.
But they, I'm playing when I can, when I have time. I'm playing whatever that Jedi Fallen Order again.
I haven't played that yet. Is that one of the games that I can do with my Xbox 4000 BX9 subscription?
It's in there, I think. I
And
bought
Flight
it when
Simulator
it
is too, right? Because I've been thinking
Yeah.
about becoming a pilot myself.
came out. Oh, you have, yeah. All of
Should we apply to American Airlines after
Yes.
we play this for
because
a
they need
little bit?
pilots. Let us do it.
And we're going to be on the same race team
So
potentially.
Kenobi, the other thing I want to talk about was something they've done with all these shows that a lot of people don't know, which blew my mind. There's these 2 studios that they've built. It's called The Volume. And they are 360-degree giant studios wrapped in these state-of-the-art LED panels. There's no green screen anymore.
It's just all done that way.
The scenes of planets and stuff, like they're on Tatooine, there's sand on the floor and LED screens behind them.
Man, that's cool.
And there are these massive, super high definition screens where they don't need to use green screen anymore.
That's
and
cool.
they can they basically shoot all the Star Wars episodes in these 2 studios called The Volume. There's one in LA or California, and I think there's one in London. And
Good day, mate.
everything is shot in there. And seeing The Volume, like, just when there's not something being shot, it's intimidating looking.
Man.
How badass it looks. But like when they're walking through city scenes in Tatooine, the cities aren't real. They're not sets or props anymore. They're using
The LEDs?
projected images.
Oh, it's projected?
Or no, it's LED images, what it is, not projected.
Man.
But whatever, the images on these screens. Yeah, Doug said they started doing that in Mando, and they've carried it on to everything else.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how it's
So,
done.
one more thing about Obi.
The most beautiful thing ever said on screen.
Yeah. Now I lost my train of thought. Damn it. It's really good. It's good stuff.
I'll show you a picture of this joint here in a little bit. That scene though,
That was good.
when the mask is cut open, and
Man
like
cry?
I said,
Did you man cry?
first time I saw it, I went,
It was amazing.
"What the hell?"
The audio was amazing. All of it was
going
amazing.
in and out, and I was
The
listening.
Visual.
I was watching on my iPad, had my headphones in, and listening to that audio through my headphones was absolutely ridiculous. And hearing him go in and out of the Darth Vader synthesized voice to his natural
Yeah.
voice, and then a mixture of the
Anakin.
both, and just the whole. When he said, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Ugh. And then you start thinking down the way when Obi-Wan's a Force ghost and he's talking to Luke Skywalker and he says, blah, 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 you killed Darth Vader or, you made Darth Vader what you were or whatever. And he's like, no, I didn't. Or he's like, you didn't tell me the truth. And it's like, well, I told you the truth from a certain perspective. And it all leans up. You're like, oh
Yeah.
my God. Dude, it was.
I don't. I'm kind of like you.
I was just
I don't
like,
see.
what a
I
bomb.
don't. I'm kind of like you, and I don't understand how that didn't make a silver screen like that. I don't see how that wasn't a movie.
It was supposed to be. Then Disney got greedy.
And decided
They
to.
wanted it to be a series.
Well, I was very satisfied. I had never see the thing that's cool is I went into it with low expectations because of all the griping that everyone did because of that one actress, and I didn't have any problem with her at all. I thought at some point I was going to see what people are talking about. Yeah, maybe she's not she's new to the character and it showed, and she wasn't the best character acting wise. But it didn't do any. I never even really thought about that.
Where does
I
it
didn't
go
have,
from there?
I don't have. That's the other thing I was going to ask. What are they going to do now? Secondly,
Disney missed two things in that final episode. When she was chasing, there was one thing I wished. When she was chasing Luke through the foothills, Tuscan should have come out and caused
That's what I
problems.
thought was gonna happen.
I really
thought that was
wish he
gonna
would've-
happen.
God, I would have loved that.
I thought that was gonna happen too because they made a little cameo in Phantom Menace. They're up on the. Remember they shot at the when
Yeah.
they were racing.
Yeah. And they're all over Book of Fett. It's
Book of Fett's got
basically
the whole. They're
the
all
whole
in
history
that.
of them, where they're basically,
I thought that too.
I was really hoping that in 2, Disney would not have done this. I think when she fell to her knees and was sad about everything and felt like she failed and she started pulling her saber out, she was going to ignite herself. But
They wrote it out. You think?
I don't think Disney would go for that. I don't think they'd just be like,
I don't know.
Suicide.
Look at Rogue One.
that's not really suicide. They were on a mission.
Suicide Mission.
And they knew what the outcome was probably going to be. They probably weren't going to escape it. But it's not. It's not just straight up, I'm pulling my lightsaber out and killing
Yeah.
myself.
I was 100% satisfied, and I recommend it to anyone. I think that was the best series yet. It was better than the second season of Mandalorian.
No.
Better than the first season of Mandalorian.
Okay, maybe.
You're going with Mandalorian still as number 1?
Mandalorian Season 2 is epic all the way
It
around
is good,
for everything.
epic, but man, dude, it's just
Everything.
that Darth Vader, his character, and
The
Obi,
Darth
like,
Vader
all
was
that was
great.
so awesome.
I have issues with some things.
What's your biggest issue?
So now you've got to figure out a point where there was a lot of Obi-Wan has spent so much time with Leia.
It's because Jar Jar Binks wasn't in it. Isn't
That
it?
was my big one. Obi-Wan spent so much time with Leia.
You didn't like that?
Well, in A New Hope, she pretends like she doesn't know him. And she sends out that message, my father
Help
served
me,
with you
Obi-Wan.
in the Clone Wars, blah, 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 blah.
Help me, Obi-Wan.
Well, now it needs to be changed to like, you saved my ass from Inquisitors.
But there was a lot of time between the two. So, I mean,
10 years?
oh, yeah. Okay, no, I see what you're saying. Because regardless of the time span, she was approaching in New Hope, she was approaching it as please help me. I don't know where like almost like respectfully asking, whereas if they were that tight, she would just be like, "Yo, Obi, I need some help."
Boom.
Yeah.
The second thing is they kind of screwed everything up is then when
You need to get Aaron Sanchez and Dante in here and have a round table.
break it all down. The other thing was so they're in the Death Star in A New Hope, and they're running towards the Millennium Falcon, and they're all firing and shooting and stuff. And Luke is the one who stops and sees, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I would go out on a limb and
You're
say,
talking about the
yeah, and he
that
gets
scene?
struck down.
Mm-hmm.
I would go out on a limb.
Wasn't that suicide? Kind of
of
suicide by Vader, by
But that-
Redneck.
That wasn't a Disney movie back then, though.
It's fucking Disney.
The problem I have now is that I would go on a limb and say Leia's relationship with Obi-Wan is way tighter than Luke's ever was. And now he's like, oh my God, he's freaking out and crying and sad, and she's consoling Luke and the Millennium Falcon. That was Obi-Wan Kenobi, who
Uh-huh.
Leia should be even
Right.
more upset than Luke should be.
I have a question too.
It's
this
fucked that
is
whole
something
thing
that I
up.
wanted to ask you. So when Darth Vader was like, "Screw this! I'm going to go find Obi himself." Remember that?
Mhm.
And the ship that he got into. Why did he not get in his own TIE fighter? That's my favorite TIE fighter ever.
His TIE Advanced.
Yeah, was it not made yet?
I don't know, but he also, if you watch Empire Strikes Back, he uses a shuttle.
Yes, when he's not on a hunting mission, I'm sure that's what he uses to like his little
Well, it's not easy to get out of a TIE fighter.
high,
either.
huh?
It's not easy to get in and out of a TIE fighter because it's top load. The way you climb in and out. I mean, he just had a ramp.
I
to
just
go
thought
down.
when he was saying, "Prepare my ship, I'm going after him," I thought for sure he was going to
Well,
go.
he says the same thing in Empire. prepare my ship, and then he
Right.
flies back in a shuttle.
Oh,
In a
I thought he
an
prepare
Imperial
my
shuttle.
ship when, like in New Hope, or not not
In
New
A
Hope.
New Hope, he says, "Prepare my fighter." I think, right? Maybe it is prepare my ship.
I just love that ship, and
I mean, he
I
walks
love
up
that
to
fighter.
those two TIE fighter pilots like, "You guys are with me." Yeah, the TIE Advance is awesome. It's good. I loved it. It's totally great.
Remember, you had that little button on the top of your Tie Fighter, and the wings.
Fell apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what's good about the Mando and Boba Fett series is they can stretch off and to do what they want.
What are
Because
they gonna do?
That's a time period where it's going to be hard to touch things and fuck it up because you're already past the Mandalorian War. You're already past
Mm-hmm.
shit that happened in Clone Wars. You know, everything with the Darksaber. They're trying to catch up to see who would be the ruler of Mandalore, which it looks like a lot of this is going to be. Season 3 is figuring out what the hell's going on in Mandalore and if it's still a livable planet and if there still needs to be a leader. So that's kind of okay, but when you start messing with threads before the original trilogy, there's kind of issues. Like, now Obi-Wan has met Luke. The very last scene is him meeting Luke.
You don't think that they're gonna go? Because there's two things that I think they might do.
Then he acts like, "What? Who's this Obi-Wan Kenobi? Oh, he's an old hermit that lives out past the Dune Sea."
Yeah. There's two things that I think they could do on the next, like their next little project. One is,
Mind erase Leia,
no,
where she can't remember anything,
I mean, they could do something on Leia's life. You
or
know,
something tragic happens to her and it erases her brain.
to explain what you.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, one is they might jump to modern for a series.
so you haven't
The
watched
modern. No, I haven't watched any of the new animated. Is that what you're about
none
to
of
ask
the
me?
cartoon stuff.
No, I've watched Attack of the Clones or the first two. I've watched, but I haven't watched Bad Batch. I haven't watched what's the other
You gotta
one?
watch Rebels. Before
Rebels.
Bad Batch.
I haven't watched all of Rebels.
You watch Rebels before Bad Batch. Bad Batch does pick up right as Order 66 happens. Like right as it's happening,
Mhm.
they're like, "What the hell is going on?" And because they're defects. Bad Batch is defects.
What was the name of the what's the name of the new empire in the in the last trilogy with
The Resistance? Or
is it
not,
called the
not
Resist-
No,
the-
no.
not the
They're
Resist-
the God damn it.
they're called something different, but it was a
First Order.
First Order. I think they could jump to that part of the story and start messing around there. And
With
I also
Kenobi?
think, huh?
With Kenobi?
No.
Oh,
I'm
just
talking
another
about
show?
the next, new show.
Oh.
Because I have a feeling these are going to keep coming out. They're not going to just stick to the three
Well, they got-
storylines right now.
Now they're going into
The other one is
the High Republic.
the other one is the what happens when Boba Fett is that clone. That's what goes. You know how the animated series goes into is it Boba Fett or is it just his clone?
Well, Jango Fett was the
Jango.
Boba main.
Right.
Boba Fett was his unaltered
Oh.
clone that would raise normally, not be accelerated or trained.
Right. I think that they might touch on Jango and what he did and all that. Like his.
They could do that because he was once the ruler of Mandalore.
Mhm.
And that's why he had the Darksaber for a while and then lost it in a duel. Which their duels
And
are
then
supposed
where
to
is
be
the
to the death, but he
ultimately
escaped.
where is the what's coming of the storyline period? What's the next trilogy what are they going to do?
Well, next up, you have the next show that comes up.
Not show. I'm talking about full on theater.
Nothing. They
There's
canceled.
nothing planned.
They canceled everything that was supposed to come out. I think they want to serialize everything. They want to make it TV, and they put this bloated shit in it. Kenobi would have been perfect,
As a movie.
as I could have probably trimmed out a bunch of stuff easily.
What would you have trimmed out? I loved it. There's not one episode that I thought, well, that was a shit episode. The second to last episode was amazing.
You didn't need what's his fuck, the fake Jedi, and that whole scene of him tricking people. You don't need that.
Yeah, he needs to go back
you
to
can get past
Silicon
that.
Valley.
Yeah. You can
How about Chewbacca?
what a whole story
Until he meets
about Life Day
Han
wait, they already
Solo
did
in
that.
Solo.
where he's
How he
chained
got
to the-
captured.
how he got captured. Yeah, there's supposed to be a trilogy about the Old Republic and the High Republic, but they canceled all that. That's what Doug brings up. The season 3 of Mandalorian is Bo-Katan's pissed, and she was there too at the Fan
Oh, yeah?
Fest. Yeah, does not look good in person.
Well,
Looks like she should be on Twitter.
maybe
raising
she should
hell.
get a vasectomy.
She looks like
She got a vasectomy?
Maybe. Yeah. Poor thing.
Well, it's been good.
It has been good. It's been a fun time.
I'm sorry that we've had so much bad news for all of our friends and families and stuff in the last week. But this helped me get through some of it, though.
Yeah, and it's been a while since we've been able to do this, and we had to catch up on some things, so it's kind of a long episode. But shit, it's 11 p.m.
Is it? Damn it.
Fuck. I won't even
I'm
look at the
supposed to
time.
get up at 5 now, every day.
It sucks, doesn't it? That's what time I get up.
How
It's
long have you been
horrible.
doing that?
Since COVID started, and I've never gotten adjusted to it.
Yeah, supposedly, if you can do it, it's supposed to be good for you, though.
I have a new truck that's really long, though. The cube of it, the back of
So you can
it,
take a nap, good little
is super
sprawl
long.
out completely.
Oh, I've got like
You made a studio in there yet? It's in the works.
I have been told that with that extra room, I'm not to turn it into a mobile studio. And I laughed and I said, you know what? I have a 15-inch base cabinet sitting in my room that I can put in certain places. Bring up there. If I had a Spark, I'd definitely have the Spark up there.
I can get you some Spark.
The amp.
No,
The little-
the energy drink.
Need to get you
I do need a
one of
new
those
practice
Sparks.
amp.
The Spark's fucking amazing.
I know.
That's what everybody has.
Is anyone playing live with them?
No. I would wait till the Spark 2 because I think they're going to put an output on it to at least go to a head. You can headphone out to a head.
Well,
now, but
I'm trying to score a JCM 900 or 800, and Dave's all about no, just get that rack processor that Gerst has. He says it sounds just like it. That has all the JCMs in it. He's
mhm.
sold on that. Like
Yeah.
completely sold on it. I'm like, man, I don't want a rack. That's old school. That's unwoke, Matt. That's
so
steadfast,
80s.
Matt.
That's so 80s redefined. Wait. They take PCs to their shows.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. When you start playing with rack shit like that, it weirds me out.
Me too. But Dave says it sounds just like it emulates every single one of them really well.
Dave probably wants you to get it
So he can play with it.
And then
Yeah.
be like, no, this is shit. I'm going back to my...
Matt's 5150.
Yeah. You got to get your 5150 back.
See, I don't know. I might. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I just can't wait to get it going.
And tell him, you can keep my 5150. I want your Mesa.
That Mesa's had so many issues though, and he's had that thing worked on
much
so much.
DNA on it.
And that's really, really metal. I don't know if this is going to be a metal project.
What is this project? What's it going to sound like?
I don't know. Let's just see what the Matts come up with.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been fun. I guess
It's been fun.
We'll have more about this next week. We'll have more questions for you. If you have questions about Matt and Matt's new band, send them to us.
Yes.
Jerry Jonestown Massacre at gmail.com, or you can call us at 682-593-JJTM.
Hey, and also you mentioned the Uncle Toasty show. When's that coming
Saturday.
up? Saturday night.
Rubber Gloves.
I will not
in
be able to be
Denton.
there, but I'll be there in
Yes.
force, in spirit.
Saturday, Rubber Gloves in Denton.
Yeah, everybody go up to that.
Yes. So
Who you playing with, by the way?
an out-of-towner and some Sawtech bands and someone from Denton, I think.
So it's not a you guys aren't opening for Metallica.
No, it's this band called
Led Zeppelin.
Pelican, and then Russian
Circle.
circles, something like that,
That'd be a weird show.
and Uncle Toasty.
And Uncle Toasty. Would he
Uh,
sing?
Yeah, we told
just
Chase,
do-
shut up.
don't
We're just
sing."
gonna play the songs. No singing.
All right.
Um,
May the force be with you.
Oh, and I actually recorded with Uncle Toasty the other day.
And you.
It was fun. It
Yeah,
was fun.
playing rock music is fun.
Well, it's interesting recording with a new band and seeing how they do things.
Mhm.
It's fun. It's interesting.
Mhm.
All right, we're out of here. Later. Bye. End of the stream. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you
Okay.
next week. Bye.
Read that Reddit post real quick before I get out of here.
And what'd you send it to me on?